While the hosts and guests are encouraged to express their views, they don't necessarily reflect those of the management of Portland Sports Network, but they likely do.
Good morning, sports fans. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Off the Rails Sports Saturday. I'm your host, Miguel Amadeus, along with Kyle Eden and Coach John Thayer. We're on episode 7. It's kind of wild to think we've done 7 shows already. It seems like we're just still starting and learning, and like we talked about. But today we're going to have the middle school baseball team, a couple players from the middle school baseball team on later in the second hour today. Excuse me. The first hour though, we'll kind of be pulling topics out of the air. I guess we'll definitely talk about the girls and boys high school basketball team, um, and then kind of whatever else kind of comes to mind. Um, Guys, how y'all doing? How's your Saturday going? How's the week back at work? I guess I know Kyle, you've had a you had a week. John, did you work over Christmas and New Year's, or did you
Well,
get
I took
off? Or
the week of Christmas off to be with my beautiful wife, so that was fun. But I had to work New Year's week and this week, so it's all back to normal.
yeah,
But I'm having a great week. It's too early in the day to know if I'm having a great day or not. But anyway, all is good. Had to come in here at the heater. It gets hot in here, dude. I thought you could like put air conditioners on auto. Maybe this one's an older fashioned one that you can't. But it is an infernal in here.
when you first opened the door.
Yeah, and then like the last show we had, it was
Yeah.
really cold. Remember we turned it down so we didn't die. And then I thought I turned the heat back on, but like in the middle of the night I go, oh my God, did I remember to turn the heat back on? And that would have been the worst thing is for the pipes to freeze.
Oh
It would
no,
be all on
maybe
me.
maybe that's something we need to look into, and we can get that fixed. Update the AC stuff in here, but normally in the fall when they use this building for what it's supposed to be used for, it's the ACs is working good. So
Right. And shout out to my wife. She got up early and jumped on the treadmill today. So she's listening to the show and doing her little thing. Get that out of the way since we got basketball this afternoon.
So Kyle, how's your day going? How's your morning going?
I'm here.
There, I asked John. I was like, "Well, Kyle coming? Oh, he's supposed to." I said, "Okay."
Well, you know,
Have you hooked up?
I woke up at a certain time and I don't know.
You're hooked. Are you hooked? You're hooked.
Woke up at a certain time and was planning on being here way early and yeah.
For some reason, I'm only seeing 3. We should have 4. But she said you sound good. Who do I don't have hooked up? Oh, that's the one I brought from Andy. We need to pull yours out when the guests arrive. I just
Okay.
wanted to make sure the world heard you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The voice of the Panthers has got to be heard.
Well, the world needs to hear nonsensical information.
Sorry to interrupt. I just looked at there and I went, there's only 3 plugged up. And I plugged 3. And you were talking. I went, oh, God. But you're using the one for the players, the guests.
Yeah, I'm kind of wired down though. I mean, I was up late Thursday night
So you stayed up till like 9?
uh, watching the college playoff game, which
Yeah.
was an absolute.
That was good.
I
Wasn't
think that's what NCAA had in mind when they went to the playoffs. That's the kind of games that they were looking for. It was a lot of
Why
intensity.
are they still so long? When
I
they
don't
said
know.
6:30, I thought, man, I'm going to get to go to bed before 10.
No, it didn't happen.
No,
No.
it didn't.
it? You got
Advertisers love
it's
it.
because it's ran by the business. You-
Well, that's
excuse
how
me.
we're
Well, there's
gonna
already
do.
been complaints about
have to
how you
take
have to
the
go to
ads.
commercial
Well, once
after
we-
everything. And I noticed last night it wasn't hardly as bad. And I don't know if they're listening or
They're not
maybe they
listening.
just didn't have enough commercials to do.
No,
Because used to, you'd punt the football, they went to commercial. They come back, and whatever. Every time there's a change of possession, they go to commercial. They wasn't doing that last night. Somebody would score a touchdown, they would keep talking. Let me rephrase that. Every time Indiana scored a touchdown,
Well,
they would
scored
keep
a
talking while everybody's
lot.
going out getting ready for the kickoff. So they never did go to commercials like every time. But anyway, so I was really excited about that game. Stayed up late to watch it. Got
So
in front of
you
the
were for
TV
Indiana or just a sports fan in general?
For which one? Last night? Oh,
Indiana.
last night, yeah, I was for Indiana.
Were you?
I'm not, for reasons we won't discuss.
You're
I'm
a
not an
Hoosier?
Indiana. I was an anti-Oregon fan. Is really what it was.
That's cool. That makes sense.
But anyway, I was sitting in front of the
So you
TV,
don't like
ready
Nike?
for another outstanding triple overtime ending
you like
of a
Mark
football
Cuban,
game.
but not
And-
Nike.
And
I think Indiana
come up.
double dips. I think they do Cuban and Nike. You do know Tennessee's going to Adidas, right?
all right, you can talk.
I was just going to sit there and say, I was just going to
That's
sit there and
why
say,
I love you
Thursday
so much.
night's
You're
Thursday
fun.
night's game, I think, is what everybody wanted to see. Miami, Ole Miss, they wanted to see that close game and it go down. And I think that's one reason why you had so many commercials, because I think they used all 6 timeouts in both halves. So when you take the timeout, you have to have the commercial.
Okay.
Also, those ads and those spots are sold already, so it's already determined what's going to be played during the true breaks. Okay, just like what we have to talk about and what we have to deal with our shows. We have to figure out how many commercials that we can play during a broadcast, and we know we have the end of the 3 quarters, halftime, end of the game, and before the game. Things that happen during the game we can't predict, and so we have to try to figure out how many commercials we can fit in there, or do we just sit there and do the known breaks and then replay some ads, and so again it goes back into the business part of it. But I think, and of course I know a lot of fans are griping about that was pass interference on that last Hail
They
Mary.
never call pass interference on a Hail Mary.
Thank you. And
Should
the
they
thing,
or should they not? I don't
there
know.
were
but
several
they don't ever
things.
do it.
I think there were several plays during that game that could have called pass interference on, and they let go. And there's been more, I'm going to say, egregious. Is it like that word?
What's
How do you
that
like
word?
that?
I
It was
can
Egregious.
spell
physical.
it.
It was physical. Let's say
It's
that.
EGREI. Anyway,
Kyle
it
will
was.
know it. Kyle's good at it. Stuff like that.
It wasn't egregious to. I'm talking about the pass interference on the Ole Miss on the last play, enough to where I've seen people just get mauled and they not call nothing.
Yeah, they never call.
And I think a lot of people in this area are upset because, again, the SEC is not in the national championship, and to be, and I might irk some people here, but the SEC was head and shoulders above all the other conferences, and then they thought they was really going to be really big once they brought Texas and Oklahoma in, and it got everybody scrambling to you got Oregon going to the Big Ten. That's just absurd. But what it is the NIL and portal has brought everybody back to where it's a new game. It's not one conference is going to sit there and dominate, although the Big Ten now is going to be represented for 3 years in a row in the national championship game. And the way it looks, it could. If it plays out like everybody thinks, they could have 3 national championships or champions in
Three
the last
different
3
schools,
Yes,
yeah.
3 different schools, and that's what I think it should be. It's so if you have a team, say you're a Tennessee fan, and Tennessee wins 6 out of the 8 national championships, you're all loving it. You don't want it to change, and that's anybody, that's any fan. But for other people, I believe it needs to be. It's good when their team's not in it. You can have different. And I think everybody loves the Cinderella story, and I think that's what they call Indiana right now, because no one believed that it could be done.
Yeah,
And they're-
they
and
don't
they're
believe in
proving-
long practices and late
You know,
nights or anything.
I love
They're
Spaghetti.
changing the
That was a
whole
good
way of
story. I
all
like that.
coaching.
I love Signetti. I love his demeanor on the sidelines. He doesn't get up. Even I can even sit there and jump on my Sooners. Brent Venables. He's a raw guy. He's excited when things happen. He'll jump up and down and he'll pump his fist like some people. But I just like how Signetti keeps his faith, keeps us just, hey, we got to continue. Teams winning 40-something to 7.
You ever thought maybe he's
and
confused during the game? He's letting his coaches coach. He does
you
all
have to
the other stuff.
You have
you know
to,
what I mean?
yeah, you have to
So-
allow your coaches to coach. If they're not, then what? Why do you really have those coaches? you can't take everything on yourself. You have to have trust in your coaches for that to happen.
Yeah.
I think what they've done, and Texas Tech is another one. You have to now, you can't just go out and find a kid in high school and go, I think he's going to be good. He's a good prospect, and we'll do this. What they did was, just like they said last night, they don't have no 5 stars on their team. They have a couple 4 stars and some 3 stars, and everybody else is just blue collar workers. And what Signetti and his coaches has done is went into the portal, found what works for their system. Not because a guy he's the number 1 running back because he rushed the most last year and he's in the transfer portal now. It's the guys that works in his system. It reminds me of what Jimmy Johnson did with the Cowboys when he first went to the Cowboys. Took all his players, traded them off. Herschel Walker was the big trade. They got all the picks. And he went out and he found these players, and he got these players from small colleges, and he got them to work in his system. And you can see when he left that you didn't have his knowledge and his eye for how talent and what can be developed. And they all went to trash after he left after a year or two, and then they've been not good ever since. So I think Signetti and his coaches have done a great job at eyeing talent in the portal, bringing people in that fits in their system to be able to turn it around as quickly as he has, like they said last night. That's a shocker, but I think it can be done if you don't get beyond yourself.
I like what he said, him and Mendoza both said. They said that Fernando did not win the Heisman Trophy. The University of Indiana team won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, that's always that way. It's just like the little
and I
Mr.
like
Footballs
that.
up here
Mhm.
that's gone. The one is they had to set a precedent. They had to start winning.
Mhm.
If your programs aren't winning, you ain't getting Mr. Footballs. That happens. It'd be interesting to look in the history of Portland Mr. Footballs, how many won on bad teams. It probably not very
In
many.
the history of Portland,
No, I didn't mean Portland, about high school football.
I'd say, yeah.
How many Mr. Footballs have been given to players on bad teams?
And how many times do you see finalists, 2 from the same team? A lot.
Right. So,
Because
and
they're,
that's what happened up
undefeated
here.
teams.
When Coach Perry got up here, he built the program and started getting some dubs.
And that's like,
And that's what turned into us getting the honors. And not that the kids didn't deserve. There's kids here that never got those honors before that were just as good. But the program wasn't what it was. So
And I hate- go ahead, I'm sorry.
no, but that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's honors. Now, every now and then you get someone like Peyton Manning that gets screwed over because of another big program like Michigan
No,
gets
that-
more votes.
No, that wasn't the big program. The big program was ESPN. that botched that one up.
But anyway, it all works out. Peyton's making a whole lot more money than dude is, and it's all good.
That's
And he's
just
in the
like-
Hall of Fame, even
And
though
had a better
Woodson's in the
career.
Hall of Fame too,
Yeah.
isn't he?
I don't know if he
You got to
is,
put
but
so many DBs in there, no matter what. Equal it out a little bit.
He's just a filler.
I think the offensive linemen are still getting kind of messed over. I don't think they got near enough offensive linemen in the Hall of Fame as
You're
they
talking
should.
about people making, Mr. Football. There's one I don't think deserved it this year. I ain't gonna name the person or the team or
Come on
the
now.
division
You
or
can't-
anything like
you
that.
can't do
Oh,
that.
I can. But I don't like how they pick an MVP or a finalist because the team is in a state championship. Because there's other players out there who've done tremendous things, and so this
Yeah, that's
is
just
what
always
rubs-
the way it is.
I know
It's-
it is, and I know.
And
that's-
it's just
and
kind of
so-
like
so
your
that's
all
just like-
region teams.
that's just
you know,
that's
they
what I was
tell
getting
Coach
at.
Hicks, you get 6 this year because you won so
Yep.
many games.
Yep.
This year you won
Um,
2 games, you only get 2.
You're
And-
first place, so you get to 11, and you're picking guys that really shouldn't be there. Yeah, you got a good team.
Well,
but
you're
maybe,
thinking about, hey, my car's about wore out.
it just
Joe out and my safety's not really that good, but his daddy's got some good deals on some automobiles. And, who cares? It's the 11th kid on the team.
exactly. You're 100%. That's what I was getting at, and it still kind of irks me, I guess you could say, because of like with Avery. So, Avery got I think second or third team all mid.
I think what hurt Avery is he got hurt.
It was.
You know what I mean? He
Okay, but
didn't-
here's the thing. Don't look at what he did for the year because he got hurt. Well, he didn't play a whole year. Really? So let's go back and look at the 6 games he played.
Right, but
What's
there
his
was
numbers?
some prime games that if he would have got to play would have like Station Camp.
Yep.
I mean, there was the last few games that we played. how that outcome would have turned
So when-
is what people I think were really looking for.
when
They
you
wasn't
look-
really picking on Avery. It was just he got hurt, so he got out of the conversation. But he still got honors.
He did.
Which a lot of kids, when you get hurt, you get no honors, period,
True,
because
you're
you're
very
totally
true.
out of the conversation.
And that's
but I
great.
think that's what hurt
I
that.
don't-
If we'd have played that first playoff game, and he would have been able to set the tone like he's had all year, and that would have swayed a
He
lot
was
of
on
stuff.
the way to smash tackles for losses and sacks for a career and for a season if he would have stayed healthy. And I understand when someone gets hurt, bam, you lose a game, you're no longer in the Heisman talk. But his stats for the games that he got to play in and what he has done, and everybody knows who he is, okay? He should have, in my opinion, been recognized as All-State, not just Mid-State, All-State, because I'll put him up against anybody, okay? And I also think he should have gotten a invitation to one of the All-American games, the Army All-American game or the Under Armour, just because I think he would have had those stats. And everybody is so amped up on stats. And then if you had won the state, you go and watch those All-American games from the high school All-American games, and they'll talk about, oh, this kid here, they just got done winning 3 state games, 3 straight titles. He's let them, okay, so he's good. But also, what else does he have around him? Just like the running back from Chattanooga Baylor. I saw it on Facebook the other day. He was named National Player of the Year in the whole nation, the running back from Baylor.
Right. Well,
Well,
that
guess what?
that's
If I can recruit,
yeah, that
and,
happens a lot, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Portland, and it's not
you
just
see a lot
Portland.
of these players come out of IMG.
Our program's not established anymore. Our football program's not a
So
juggernaut.
what's bad about him getting National Player of the Year?
It's just, for me, how do you compete when you're being recruited and you get put on a team?
Oh, you're just saying how good he was.
Hey, he's good. Oh, I'm not knocking
and
that.
How he got
okay,
you. Okay.
but he's also on a team with all these the starting
But
offense, defense
that's
are all
always
going.
been the case up here.
And
I
true.
mean, in all areas of your community, like that's why we had all those Mr. Footballs for a couple years in a row. But how many have we had since then?
But you
It's
have
because
to.
our program's been. It's your program is what carries you. It
And
just
now
is
I'm,
what
I'm
it is.
kind of I'm not harping on the private schools, but a lot of the private schools get all that. Okay. But I can tell you, when I lived in Dallas, I went to Duncanville High School. If you know anything about high school football,
Know a lot about Duncanville High School.
Duncanville High School is normally in the top 5 in the nation for high schools. A lot of players go to college. I can tell you just real briefly, when I was there in the show my age here. When I was there in the early to mid '80s, I played with everybody knows me, Joan Green from the Steelers. He lived in Dallas. I played with both his sons. I played with Ray Crockett, who did 12 years with the Lions and the Broncos. He was a senior that year. Barry Foster, who was a running back for the Steelers, played at Arkansas. He was a running back. There's a couple other players that went into D1 schools. They've always had athletes there at that school. And now what they've done is they've got coaches and athletes coming to that school. But that's a public school.
Right.
But
Well,
it's
like
no
Tamika
different.
Catchings, if I'm thinking correctly, if memory serves me, she's from Duncanville.
So
Could be wrong, but I think she is.
But they've got, it just, I'm still a little, I'm over going, Avery could have played. If he didn't get hurt, Avery could have done this. He could have been this. Now, the good thing, I got to report.
I think the key was he didn't get to play against Beach, and at the end of the year.
He didn't finish the year.
He didn't, he didn't get to play against a couple teams that would have flipped the script. He was right on the edge on a lot of times. If he would have got the chance to go against the kid from Penn State or Northwestern, and I'm not even going to try to say his name because I butchered it on the air. I mean, if you look at it and just throw it out,
Fuchs.
you could call it the wrong thing.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
It's Fuchs.
My wife said, "Did you just say that?" I go, "I hope I did not." But anyway, but you know what I mean. If he got to play against him and just dominated him, which he would have, just that kind of thing. And they look at that too because like FRA, I mean, they play some good teams, but they don't tag those kids until they get their chances against those teams.
Yeah.
And when they dominate those teams, and they go, "Whoa." Like the Sanders kid.
Well,
he's getting ready to
back
be a
when
senior this year.
Back when Emilio played, the two big kids was the receiver out of Station Camp, and Jalen Hurd from Beach. Come on, receiver from Station Camp.
He played University of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Josh.
Malone.
Yeah, he was a pretty good guy.
And so they Station Camp and Beach played at Station Camp on ESPN on that one weekend where they play high school football on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, and they show all these top teams playing against each other. And you got teams from California going to Florida, and Florida going to Arizona, and and all that stuff.
And Hurts was already on the radar.
And
then Malone,
Malone
I
was
think, had
there
a really
too,
good
and then
game and
and
just
so,
put him through the roof.
So yeah, when you play against a team like that, you do get recognized because you're playing against talent that's going to be. At
And
the
you know
next
what?
level.
That's what I tell my kids in summer ball. It's all because you play for blah, blah, blah in summer ball. If you're not a competitive summer ball team, you know what? They don't care. When a coach, coaches don't know where to go. That's the most overhyped crap in the world, is going to these tournaments with 400 teams in it. And you're going to get recruited. No, you're not. If your coach doesn't know anybody, you're not going to get recruited. That's how you get on the calendar. And it's such crap. And then I tell my kids, look, you don't worry about getting recruited. What you need to worry about is being a good team. Because if you're a good team and someone just happens upon us, and you're looking good, you're pleasant to the eyes, they're going to watch and they might see that one or two need that they have. If you got a crappy team but a bunch of quote 5 stars football kind of, but if you're crappy, the coach he's not going to see the pretty part of what he needs. It's just not going to happen. But there's so many kids that are ate up like the wooden bat. That's the biggest farce in the history of you're going to college to you swinging a metal bat.
Yeah.
Well, who cares if you can hit with a wood bat or not? Nobody does, but that's a way to sell extra bats, get you to a tournament, making you think you're going to get recruited.
So let me ask you this: since we've got baseball kids coming, okay, if I made the statement saying wood bat, metal bat, it's not going to make you the hitter. It's going to be your stance, your stride, your swing, all that is what makes you the hitter. Now, the wood bat versus the metal bat might make the ball go farther, because of physics.
If you hit the wood bat solid, the ball's going to go a long way.
The bat
a lot of
doesn't
people are
make
going to
you
say
a
I'm
good
crazy.
hitter.
No, it's got less sweet spots, and they're seeing if you're actually hitting the ball in the sweet spots more often.
Right.
Because if you hit the ball down near the hands with an aluminum bat, you can still get a base hit out of it probably. But if you do on a wooden bat, you're going to break the bat. So that's what they're looking for there. But it's a falsehood
kind of going back.
that drives me crazy. And then now all these money grab facilities that all they care about is taking your money. They don't care if they're got the best coaches in the facility. They don't care about any of that. They want your cash. They're talking about Velo and Milo and Gilo, and they got these expensive little machines that gauge that. Do you know what, dude? I don't care how hard that machine says you hit the ball in a game. Are you barreling the ball up or not? Right? Anybody can do it in an environment when you know where the pitch is coming from. A little video. It's almost like a video game live. It's just a way to take people who don't know anything about baseball.
They sell it to sit there and make you think that it's going to get you
it's
to
going
where
to get you to where you got to. And we'll see here, because there's a couple programs semi-close. Look at what one is new. The only kids that they've got recruited play for my team, by the way. And we've got probably 3 more that might get signed this year. But so far, it's a new facility. We'll see what their other groups. They've got one group they spent a lot of money on developing. So I'm really interested to see how that pans out recruiting for them. And then there's another one down south of here that does get a few kids, but they all got small schools. I mean, they can't. They've never gotten a D1 pop yet that I know of. And until you start getting some D1 pops, don't start talking too much smack.
Well, that's like the recruiting. I think, in my opinion, at least with football, from my knowledge and my experience, the way the game is played is people think I can go to these camps I'm going to get seen because I show out or whatever. You have to start as a sophomore. One, you have to get playing time. I didn't say you had to start, but you have to get playing time. If you get playing time and you can put film together, okay, but you have to, as a player and as parents, you need to reach out and email recruiting coordinators on these teams now, because everybody has them because they're the ones that get to sit there and watch your film. And if something shows, then they pass it on to the coach and go, hey, this is because they got them in that spot to make sure that they can eye talent and everything. And so that's why you now have a scouting staff, because that's their job, because coaches are now geared toward just game planning and getting ready for the games. And they got somebody else looking at the tapes and films and going, okay, well, we have to have a kid at least minimum this height, at least minimum this fast, or at least minimum this long of a reach, depending on what position you're playing. Okay, these kids fit it. Now let's watch film. This looked good, this good, this one didn't, and they move it on. But you have to be realistic as a parent to understand where your kid fits in.
Yeah, and don't call these people. Please don't call these people.
You just
and don't blow them up too many emails.
Email them with
the facts.
Your huddle
yes.
link. Hey, this is Joe Smith. He's whatever stats, and he's a sophomore class of 2028, 2027, whatever it may be. Plays center, plays linebacker, plays cornerback, whatever. And, and then send your highlight film and make sure your highlight film is about 30 seconds to a minute. That's all you need, just something to catch their eye, okay? If it catches their eye, then they're going to come back and want more.
Right.
And so it's just there. You have to contact, and don't be afraid to sit there and go, hey, let me contact a D3. Let me contact a D2.
No, I tell my kids, shop
FCS.
Everybody.
Exactly.
Shop everybody.
Exactly.
Every single level, shop. And then it's really weird because once you start getting some bites back, no matter what level it is, it picks up all the levels in some cases.
Yes.
So, and
it's like I told Avery,
I've got a kid at Greenwood High School now, Henry Justice. He wasn't getting any upper top stuff at all. And then we started, so I said, let's just lowball it a little bit and see what happens. And then they were all over him. They were going, you're available? And then all of a sudden, for some reason, and I don't know how it happens, I don't know if coaches gossip more than they actually need to, and I'm sure they do. They go to conventions and they sit around and talk.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, other people are starting, to get in the mix with him. So it's, never do it both ways. Send a big and little.
Never be ashamed to sit there and go, I got film out to all these D3 schools. Here's the thing.
Well, look at Pavi
because
at
the biggest
Vanderbilt.
thing,
where did he go to school at?
Well, with the way it's going now,
the Aguilar,
the academy, and then to
Aguilar
New
went to
Mexico
some.
State,
So playing anywhere at the next level, and you grow. Some kids grow off the charts the minute they get into college.
They do, because a lot of times, that's like we was talking. I've seen kids leave here as a senior and all of a sudden gain 2 or 3 inches taller,
and put on some weight, and just
and it's one of those where it's just how your body progresses and everything.
Some hit puberty quicker than others.
But you have to make sure that you shop yourself, and don't just eye the top teams. You have to eye everything, because in a nutshell, you have to sit there and go, look, only a few players get to play at the next level. So if you get to the college level, only a few players get to play at the NFL. And if they do, their career, very seldom do they go over 4 years, And so you have to understand, you have to put yourself in a situation that's going to sit there and you can go for the next 60 years of what your life's going to be, and that's going to be getting you an education no matter what it's in. I'm not saying you have to go to college to have a great career, but if you're going that, just to, hey, take the talent that you got, get you the education so you can set yourself up later on to have the job that you want, so you can enjoy life and everything. That's like with Avery. SEC schools were talking about him and asking about him. They wanted to come and watch him in the spring this past year. But because he was not 230 pounds, they didn't fit his mode, or their mode
right.
And everything. So you had the next level. You didn't have a group of 4, so you got everybody else coming, and that's where Air Force, Navy, and like I told them, I said, once one comes, I said, they're all going to come.
Yeah, they start flooding.
I said, what the Power 4 teams were looking for in you was for you to sit there and say, I'm now 230 pounds. He could never get there. I can tell you, last night I found out he started working out with Coach Lambert at Freedom Fitness. Started in December. and they weighed him on December 11th, and they weighed him yesterday. He has gained. He's put on 8 pounds of muscle in those couple weeks. He's now at 228 pounds, or 226 pounds. I'm sorry. He's at 226
Yeah, you got to be careful about shouting out people
and everything.
because now that we need some money from them. So you just gave an advertisement spot right there.
Well, we've been doing Donna
I know
for a month now.
Donna's been, she's been knocking it in, buddy. With people had to go to Graphic
Well, we got to
Concessions
start doing
'cause-
commercials sooner or later. So I'll make the jump over there and see if we would talk some business or something and everything. But anyway,
I'm all about it. I was giving free advertisement in a negative way here a while ago.
but no, to go back to the games, I think last night's game really surprised me. It was such a blowout. But I think what happens is when you start quick, like Indiana did last night with the pick 6 on the first play, it shocks you. And you're going, okay, now I got to make a big play, and you can't make it the big play. Instead of just playing your game and going, hey, it's still 0-0. You let it get away from you quickly. And but, what Cignetti has done at Indiana is he turned it around. They won. They lost a couple games last year, and then this year they went undefeated. It kind of reminds me of Coach Wilder at Tennessee Tech. He come in, and they're like, oh, what's he going to do? He was at Old Dominion. What have they done at Old Dominion? But he's come in, used the transfer portal, and did some good recruiting, turned the program around. Last year was co-champions. This year is now champions of the OVC, got into the playoffs. And it's just he's building that system just like Cignetti did so quick that everybody's surprised and everything. So I think you might sit there and hopefully see Tennessee Tech in the next couple of years going farther into the playoffs, kind of like Montana State. You're always going to have North Dakota State there because they've got a program there rich in tradition. They know how it's done, and you stay there for a while.
I wonder if Illinois State would have won the game if they'd had a half-decent kicker.
Were you surprised that Tennessee Tech wasn't seeded higher in the postseason tournament?
I was.
I thought they would get a home game.
OVC champion.
Yeah.
And to have the record, they were ranked in the top 15, but to be seeded as low as they were,
Yeah.
it did surprise me. I was thinking it would be almost like the D1 playoffs, and I go, hey, he's a champion. They're a champion of this conference. How do you seed?
Yeah.
But I thought they would be bigger than I think they was a 13.
I just assumed.
Seed.
I mean, I read some articles, and it was just like if they won that last game, then they would get a home game, and it wasn't even close. Weren't they like a 12th seed?
It was
maybe,
12 or
something?
13th. I think it was 13th.
And what about the championship game being held in Nashville?
Yeah, that was
I think
great.
it's a great
move.
That was
They
kind
had
of
a
cool.
big
Not know
crowd
that was
there, too.
occurring.
Well, I can tell you,
And they're not going to
There
move
was
to
a big crowd.
And they're not going to move to the stadium, the new stadium. They were going to keep it at Vanderbilt because they don't want a
That's what-
stadium so big
Yeah,
And
that
that's what I
it
meant
looks
to
like
say.
it's empty.
Yeah. That's
and
what I
that's
meant
what's
to say.
happening.
What about it being at Vanderbilt?
That's what's
Yeah.
happening with the state championship games. Now, I've seen a lot of talk on the internet talking about splitting these conferences up and making them play where their region is at and everything.
What are you talking about?
So
The championship games? or-
No, just a conference. So that your SEC would be broken up. It'd almost be like I can tell you they would keep like Alabama, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee. That would
Okay,
stay. That would be your
okay.
SEC.
Okay, I understand.
It almost go back
Realignment.
to you almost go back to a Big 12. Okay.
Yeah,
you
but
have-
who's
yeah,
going to
you'd
take
be like
over
a Big
that to do
12.
it?
But the thing is, what they're trying to get to is you then take your 12 conference champions,
Yeah,
and
be
that's
great
what
with
that's
it.
what goes into your playoffs
That'd be nice.
and everything. I'm just saying that's what people
It
are throwing
depends
out there.
if what division
Everybody's
we're in.
throwing stuff out there because they didn't like do what.
Depends what division UT's in.
Um,
We don't want LSU,
It would be
Oklahoma
LSU
year in, year out.
Forest
pretty good.
and,
And then
all
Vanderbilt
them
saying,
guys.
but you want us? Yeah, I'll take Vanderbilt year in, year out. That's,
But,
you can be in our division.
I think that was great because here's the thing. I don't know. I know at Hardin County High School, they got over $1 million to redo their press box because they hosted the I think it was the NAIA National Championship game
I
for
remember
2
you
or 3
talking
years.
about that, yeah.
And I was broadcasting with Robert Gilman at that time. And we made the playoffs. I think it was Coach Kavanaugh, actually. We made the playoffs, had to go down there for a playoff game, and it was one of the nicest. Take Henry County. I know you've been to Henry County. That center section, move it out, make it bigger, and they had seats in there for the coaches' wives and families, which would be great because.
Keeps them away from the fans.
Thank
Keeps
you.
them away
That was the
That was
biggest
some
thing.
of my
Hey.
fun moments at Portland High
I'll say
School is trying Kim Barham. Someone would say something about any of the coaches, and of course Miss Perry, she was very polite and just sat there and took it. But Kim, she'd knock you out if you weren't careful.
But I like that they got it there at Nashville.
And I love Kim, by the way, so I'm not dogging her by any stretch of the imagination.
Talking about the FCS championship game is at Nashville. I like that they got it there. I think it's a great
But
atmosphere.
at Vanderbilt's a big deal. Vanderbilt redoes their stadium. I don't know, just
It's a cute little stadium.
It's Vanderbilt. I mean, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, I don't know. And now the Vanderbilt football team is doing so well. They're stepping up. The basketball team is outstanding, boys and girls. And just for them to redo that stadium
Tim
was
Corbin
not
started
just for
the whole
their team.
thing.
Yeah,
Right?
true,
Think
true.
about it. The baseball program was
But
way
just-
the leading factor in all of
Basketball.
that.
Bringing all that stuff into the Vanderbilt stadium, I just thought, because when I heard it was in Nashville, I just assumed it was in Nissan Stadium until I started watching the game on the TV, which, by the way, was a very good game to watch. That was an
was.
outstanding game.
They're talking about
The Illinois
FCS?
State,
Yeah.
because
Montana State.
Illinois State had no business being there, and they still almost pulled it off. Just like every game they'd had going up to that point.
went into overtime and ended up losing. Illinois State did.
We'll find out one thing: you get to that level of play, and they're just not as good of tacklers as they are in
Well, again, that's why
And
they're
where?
at that
The
level.
lower
yeah,
level?
Yeah,
That's why they're at that
I
level.
think that was
It's,
to me it's different. But I still think between being a star player in the FCS and playing in the
You're a
in the
backup
big
at-
leagues, I
Yep.
still think it's the margin is still about like that.
Do
I
you
can
really
tell
think
you.
that?
I do.
I can
I
tell you
think the
this.
speed is pretty
I can tell you this.
prevalent.
That's true. That's
Um,
true.
That's just me. I don't know.
A lot of it has to do with what you just said. His 40 time is now not a 4.4, 4.5. It's a 4.7, and he's shorter by an inch and a half. So guess what? We're not going to take you because you don't meet our criteria.
Don't make
For
the
alignment,
standard.
I've been to enough camps and talked with enough college coaches that most SEC schools will tell you, as an offensive lineman, you have to be at least 6'3". If you're not 6'3", they're not even looking at you, no matter what you've done,
Why is that?
because they're
Because
going
you can have more muscle, more weight if
It,
you're taller.
no. It's all about your arm length. It's for a tackle. They're looking at arm length.
Okay. Okay.
So
See that.
you sit there and go, "Hey, I'm 6'7". My arm length is 80 inches or whatever it may be." Okay. Now when I punch, I can keep you away.
Yeah, see, let's
And you
look
don't-
at an example. Put your arm out. See, I can't get to him. He's got me.
So
I got some pretty long arms for a shorter guy.
So
don't
height
I?
is proportional to arm length.
Yes.
Got you.
and that's
Proportional.
why.
Did you like that?
I like
proportional.
you come up with all kinds of good words. It's like,
So that's
and
why
you can spell them is the key.
a lot of those
I can say words sometimes, but I can't ever spell them. It's
a lot of those kids
Go ahead.
are short by half an inch to an inch. And you got coaches that'll sit there and go, he's not 6'3", he's 6'2.5". I don't care. I'm not taking him.
That's kind of my point when I said the margins.
Yeah.
Is so thin.
He is not as fast. Well, can he get faster? Yeah, that's what I always sit there and say about Avery. He can gain the weight. That's not like, hey, he's not 6'3", and he's 6'1". I got to stretch him 2 inches. You're not going to stretch a kid 2 inches, okay? But I can put weight on him to get to where he needs to be, and I make sure it's good weight. It's not just, hey, let me gain 13 pounds and I'm coming in looking big and fat and out of shape and everything, and then I get in shape and I'm back down to, I can't, at 218 pounds, I can't go against a 340-pound offensive tackle.
Okay.
At 230 pounds of good weight, 235 pounds of good weight, I can go against that tackle now, and I've got muscle
and
and
quickness.
everything, and quickness.
Quickness is critical.
So, but a lot of those teams, the D1 schools, especially the Power Fours, if you don't meet the criteria, height, I just know with the linemen. Now, defense, it's a little bit different. You can take a 6 foot or a 6'1" defensive lineman because you'll play him in a nose guard, especially if you're in an odd front. Or you can play a one technique.
We
if
got to
you
get some
are-
table mics, by the way.
You
They
can
work.
You can get a one technique who's 6'1", 6 foot, as long as he's strong and powerful. Okay. A 3 techniques he needs to be able to move. He's the one that's going to be quicker and stuff like that. So when you play on an even front and stuff, I'm just saying, you have levels that even if you're not going to be there, you got a kid going, man, I want to go D1 and I want to play this position, and all of a sudden you're going, you know what? Look at your mom and dad. Look at your grandparents. The DNA is not there for you to be 6'3". You're going to be 5'11". And there's nothing wrong with 5'11", but they're not going to take a 5'11" guard, 5'11" center. You might find a 6-foot center, but he's going to have to start at a JUCO, and he's going to have to prove himself and move up through the ranks and stuff. And the corners and the receivers are the same way. They want the big, tall. They used to want big, tall 6'4", 6'5" receivers. Now they still want that for you to be your X's and Z's out there on the perimeter, but they're looking for, Wes Walker and those guys, little short guys that started playing in the slots. Mm-hmm. Now they're looking for those type of kids to play in that. You're looking for a fast kid to put in. But you used to put your fast kid on the outside and
Mm-hmm.
go, hey, go burn them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? Now I got a corner who can play just as fast as you. So now the thing is, well, guess what? I'm gonna move him in motion, or I'm gonna line him up in the slot. Your corner's not gonna line up on the inside. He's gonna stay outside, and now my safety or my linebacker has to cover this kid. So now I've got speed against a safety who's not as fast. So now that's you're looking at matchups, and that's how you go and recruit your things. But to go back, I think Signetti has done a great job at that. I think Tennessee Tech has done a great job at that. Nobody looks at Tennessee Tech because they hadn't done anything. But if you look and see what they've done in the last 2 years under Coach Wilder, I think he's turned it around quickly, just as quick as they did it in Indiana. And I think you can see really a lot of good things coming from Tennessee Tech. Next year and everything. Once they got a new offensive coordinator, they scoring points. Man, they're scoring 40, 50 points this year, and they go and get a new offensive coordinator. So you're like, did the other one leave to go to a bigger job? And all those coaches are going to want to step up and go to a D1 school and everything, But anyway,
Indiana's offensive and defensive coordinator, when they were at IUPU, whatever, with Signetti, was making $6,000 and $8,000 a year, respectively. Whatever. Can you believe that? And now both of them are making well over $1 million.
And they're going to be offered a lot of bigger jobs.
But Indiana can afford it. They'll pay more.
They can. All about the money now.
It is.
But I guess that was my point with Vanderbilt, bringing that up. Vanderbilt has now put money into
The system,
their facilities, and now look what's happened.
just like
And that's
Tennessee
all it
Tech did.
takes.
Tennessee Tech tore down the West Side stadiums. That's where the football offices are going to be.
Okay.
And so they played 2 years now with nothing between
On that side.
On that side. You can see Hooper Eplin across the parking lot, and it's so weird seeing pictures and going up there and seeing that.
But is there a goal to take the jump like Western and go D1?
Tennessee Tech?
Yeah.
I don't think so, and not anytime soon.
Because, Tech and Western and MTSU and all them they grew up together.
Yep.
The old real OVC.
We used to-
Austin P, UT Martin,
We used to play for
Murray State.
Shinny Ninny. That was the totem pole that Tech and MTSU played for. So you have you have the Paul Bunyan axe.
Yeah.
You have the barrel that people play for, and you got the Cy-Hawk that the Iowa State and Iowa plays for, and everything.
The Beer Barrel, Tennessee and Kentucky used to play for till somebody got in an accident. And they banned it because it wasn't politically
Right.
correct anymore. But
So Tennessee Tech, MTSU used to play for a totem pole, and Coach Ragland, who I played for, he called it Shinny Ninny. It was an Indian name that he gave it. I don't know what Boots Donnelly called it over there at. And fraternities used to go and steal it. Before the week of the game, they go to the other university and steal it, and you keep it into a trophy case and everything. But so they used to be real big. But what Tech has done, I talked to a coach who was at Tennessee Tech. I won't name no names. I had talked to a coach there, and he was telling me that he left there because the school, the university, would not put money into the program. So when you're sitting here trying to recruit these kids, and you're sitting here trying to sell this program to these recruits coming in, to these people coming through the transfer portal, and all you can do is sit there and go, hey, we got a new scoreboard, you can't compete with anything else. And so for the school to finally put into the stadium and go, hey, because it's like, hey, look, this is our locker room. It's leaking water. It's in the basement on the one side of the stadium and everything. And, what can you show someone that you're trying to bring in and sell? You can't sell that. And so that's one reason why he left. And Tech finally got into where they started putting money back into the sports programs. That's like Hooper Evelyn. Hooper Evelyn has been there forever. But I went in there for a graduation a couple years ago, and they have really changed the inside of Hooper Evelyn. And they have kept it up. The stadium was the stadium 2 years ago, was the same stadium that I played in 35 years ago. The only thing that changed was the turf. And so I'm like, the old weight room was still there, but then they made a new weight room, but it's a mile down the road. So kids have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and drive or walk or bicycle to work out in the morning because they couldn't put it at the stadium. And, you're going to tell a kid coming in going to be recruited, hey, got a mom going, hey, you're going to take care of my kid? Oh, yeah, we're going to put him on a bicycle at 32 degrees and have him ride a mile down the road to go work out. You can't recruit a kid like that.
That's good for him.
Hey, here's our coach's office. We're in trailers out here in the parking lot because you can't go into the old coach's office because they're leaking water because the stadium is old. So they had to sit there and put money back into the facility. And I think everything is hit at the right time, just like you said with Vanderbilt, with Clark Lee there coming in, putting money back into the facility, into the stadium. Tennessee Tech has done the same thing. They had now started putting money back into the stadium. They just named Sam Brooks, who was the holder and a receiver for me when I played at Tech. They just named him president of the quarterback club, they've now got a quarterback club. They got an NIL collaborative going on. They got all that stuff going on because they got to catch up with everybody else. If not, they're going to be left behind. And it's just going to get, as Coach Day would say, it's going to get more crappier than what it was. So to sit there and put in this facility, to put in and to watch some of the players that I played with when I played at Tech, to watch them donate money, like they were because they've got an education now, and to sit there and go back and donate into the program, it's great to see and everything. But it's just great that you see Clark Lee sit there and do that at Vanderbilt, Coach Wilder do that at Tech, what Signetti's done at Indiana. I hope it's a close game on the 19th, the national championship game. I have to sit there and go, I'll be rooting for Indiana because it's kind of like they're still the underdog with a Cinderella story. You just can't believe this is happening. And so it's going to be one of those where I really don't care which one wins out of that game. And I'm happy with both. But if Indiana can win, it's just going to be – that's a great story. That's a story you make a movie on 15, 20 years from now. I was glad for them to beat Dan Lanning because I like Oregon. I like their offense and everything. But it's kind of how Dan Lanning has done some stuff, said some things. It was one of those – take this now,
Yeah, I was hoping for another touchdown.
Well, he kept Fernando in to down the ball. Everybody thought his brother was going to go in and take the last series and everything. And, he kept – I like that. You keep your starters in. You're the one that sat there and brought him here and let's finish it,
You're supposedly a top 4 team in the nation, so get over it.
Man, we went off the rails quick. I was hoping to catch a break and talk about basketball and –
Yeah, that's why we don't need any advertisement for this show because we don't run any advertising.
I mean, I would have took a break if we had to. I mean,
we'll
we get paid.
I have a little timer here, commercial time.
But we will take a break, and that way we can get our guests that are here, we'll get them seated and in position and everything, and then we'll get into talking about more baseball and everything. But we got about 5 minutes.
We need to talk about Portland High School basketball.
Real quick. You got about 5-6 minutes?
I got as long as I want, buddy. I'm the one who plays the commercials, so if I don't want to do the commercials.
Well, that's true.
And
I mean, we don't have a time.
I could just tell these guys they came just to watch the show. They wasn't actually going to be included.
Well, we don't have to
But-
stop at
So we
11
can now
o'clock.
say we have a live studio audience.
We do have a live studio audience. It's pretty cool. And this is an easy place to get to. We need to get it. For now, we want people to bring things like cinnamon rolls and breakfast stuff and like that. That'd be cool. No, just kidding. But hey, we played at
got
Joe
food over
Burns
there.
last night. Yeah, we do have food over there. Avery and them ate most of the stuff out. So don't check the dates on the bag sometimes, maybe. And this isn't the concession stand, by the way, so I can say that. If we were over in the concession stand period, I would not say don't check the dates on the bags. But over here, it's just being friendly
This
snacks.
is what we get the referees.
Yeah,
We'll let them
that's
eat out of date
it's
food.
the referee's room. But anyway, we played at Joe Burns last night. The girls had no competition at all. Apparently, Joe Burns' girls team is terrible because it was 55-12 is what I think I have my score at. I think they scored 0 in the first quarter, pretty close to 0 in the first half. So the girls,
Well, if
until
you
we
can
watch
remember,
the
that's
game
pretty close
today.
to the same score they had when we played at home.
Yeah, I'm not like you.
They-
I didn't look back like that.
Yeah, they've got a
so-
lot of new players and
So basically, it's
young
probably
players.
a bad game for them to even have to play because if they played absolutely horrible against White House Heritage,
Mm-hmm.
that's still bugging me. So, and it's not Coach Stein. Like I said, Coach Stein's done proved he can coach. It's the girls got lazy
Do you
and
have
they need to
stats?
pick it up. No, I wasn't at the game.
Do we have Stein? Oh, well, I didn't know if somebody sent you stats.
No,
Because I didn't know if maybe the younger girls got to play more than the starters and everything.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
like you
sure
said.
they did.
I'm sure they did in the home game. So I'm sure
Yeah.
they did in that one too. But he probably would. He would have probably filtered them in there in the second quarter. But
Yeah,
Probably
Curtis sometimes
really
send me
towards the
stats.
middle
I don't
of
know
the
if he
third.
went
I don't think.
all the way to beautiful Joe Burns. And you know the thing about Joe Burns, sometimes you look forward to those road trips because go, hey, they got a good barbecue spot.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing between here and Joe Burns because you go through the bad part of Springfield, even though there isn't any good part of Springfield, I don't think. That's just me. But to Joe Burns, and there ain't nothing in Joe Burns. And then you got to be careful for the Bell Witch. She might get you on the road between the latter part of the county over there. So you just it's a tricky little ride to go on. So anyway, but the boys won. So they've won 8 out of their last 9. And really, they beat Westmoreland. Is that right? 8 out of 9?
I think you're
And
right.
really, they beat Westmoreland because I looked back and looked at the video. Remember the call on Calvert off the sideline over there
Yep.
by the bench?
Yep.
He got shoved out of bounds, and they just said that he was out of bounds, but he got shoved out of bounds. We were down by 1. We had the ball. That was an absolutely horrible
It
call.
wasn't a bump. I mean,
No, he
it
knocked
was
him.
legit.
Yeah, it was a legit hit. They would have knocked Hayden Holmes down on the ground on that one if he was running the football. But anyway, and then Tristan, he missed a good 3, a good look, and he missed a drive to the goal. And the good thing about Tristan is he's grown up so much that he knows he should have hit the shots. But you know what? Someone's got to man up and take the shots, and he. Above anybody, would I want taking
We get in
the
that
shots.
situation again, and
He'll
you'll have
make 'em.
no problem with him going
He'll
down the
make
lane and
them
doing
9
it
out of
again.
10 times. But the key was his maturity has gotten that he took responsibility for missing them. But
Yeah.
and that's what you have to do. If you got a kid that's shooting late in the game and missing, and he's like blaming everybody but himself, that ain't the kid I want with the ball down the stretch. I want a kid down the stretch that knows he can hit them, knows that he might miss them, but not afraid to shoot them. And Tristan is the kid that I thought more than anybody this year really needed to step up late in games and go to the hole hard, draw fouls, not be afraid to take the game-winning shot. It takes a lot of confidence to take a game-winning shot because you're going to miss as many as you make. And Tristan's really grown up a lot this year. He's at White House Heritage, Taya Titans' younger brother, he was under the pressure because Taya was in the audience looking live. And he stepped up early with canning some threes and then
Yeah.
late in the game. And we mentioned the 2 people that I thought should take the shot. And what you do is you look at how the games progress, right? If in the fourth quarter you haven't hit any shots at all,
Don't take the
or
shot.
in the game, but especially third and fourth quarter, you should not take the game-winning shot. You haven't earned it. And I thought at that point, Tristan or Totten, both of those had earned the opportunity, or Keelan down low for 2. Keelan's always has
Right.
a free reign if you want going for a tie or something. But Totten stepped up and nailed a 3, and that's just going to take him even more confidence and through the roof. But the boys are really playing good basketball, and we're getting close to district play.
As you mentioned, only one loss in the month of December and January, and that was
And
to
that was
Westmoreland.
that was a bad
game they could have won.
They won it.
12-4 on the season. They have not won 12. They have not had a record like that since the year 2002, 2003.
Well, I knew that, and they probably had that record in 2001 and 2000.
Well, true.
Because they had good
That's
teams back
before,
then.
Yeah. But
Jake
it's been,
Daughtry and
been over 20 years.
somebody who
since,
used to live in my
since
home,
they've had a
and
start
Coach
like
Ferguson.
And then other than that Barron County Saturday game, I guess that's next Saturday. It's all district from here on out. So
Yeah, and what were
get
they
to see what
predicted
we're
to the district?
John Thayer said they were predicted to be 6th
No,
in the district.
that's what someone told me. I thought you said that's what they were preseason. Someone,
went along
I'm
with
telling you, they told me 5th or 6th, and I couldn't believe it. There was just no way coming into this season that I seen that. We're a senior-oriented team.
Mm-hmm.
We got great athletes at every position. We're fast. They can all handle the ball to a certain degree. I think the only thing that my off-the-rails point that I want to make is if you're a basketball player and you come off the bench and the first minute that you get the ball in your hand, don't shoot it. It's like that's not – one is you came off the bench for a reason, unless you're the sixth man scoring, right? But it's not time for you to throw one up at that point. You're going to get your shots. You're going to absolutely
At least
get your
not
shots.
a three. You're talking about something.
I'm saying almost anything.
I mean, you're
Just-
inside. You come in and you're
well,
inside.
If it's
you
a
can,
point-blank bank shot, go for it. Okay? But the whole key is you came off the bench normally for other reasons than scoring. Right? And so just don't – just get in the rotation, feed your teammates, block out, play great defense, do your job, but don't worry about putting the ball up into the hoop. There's nothing that makes me want to throw my headset during a basketball game or control at home when a kid walks right off the bench and the first time he touches it, he heaves a ball to the goal. I'm thinking, what are you doing? There's no way Coach Ferguson drew that up.
So if anyone's listening to the game and they hear
that's
Thayer that just
threw his heads out.
It's going nuts.
You know.
You just got to learn how to play the game of basketball, and that is not unless you're, like I said, the sixth man. You're the scoring juggernaut that can't play defense, and Coach Ferg has drawn that up for you to come in and take a shot. But I don't think we have that situation on the team this year. I could be wrong. I hope Coach Ferg will let me know if I'm wrong. But anyway, that's my 2 cents for the day. So we need to take some commercials, right?
Yeah, we got to get
and
these
then get the
seats
players,
and get the players
or
over here.
the participants. We're not sure if they're players yet or not. We'll see how the season goes.
You said they were. So
I said they were.
I'll take your word on that. So we'll find out. So with that, we're going to take a short break. Thank you for listening so far. You're listening to Off the Rails Sports Saturday here. We'll be back with middle school baseball.
Driving down the road or on a curvy lane, when you had too much to drink and can't spell your own name, you should have made a plan to get yourself home safe, but you chose to drive home instead and you should be ashamed. Oh no, 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 why'd you go thinking you should drive? Could have called a friend or cab to get you home tonight.
Keep the holidays happy, Tennessee. Booze it and lose it. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Graphic Obsessions on Main is in a larger space and has more to choose from than ever. Tons of Panther designs we can print in minutes. Tons of inventory you can grab right off the rack today. And the amazing new hat bar, where you can customize your own hat. See a design you love but not in your size? We'll print it in just minutes. So many unique gift items right in the store. With the holidays fast approaching, remember, shop early at Graphic Obsessions on Main in Portland.
Two guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same two guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Game world or real world, seatbelts save lives.
Graphic Obsessions on Main is your Portland Panther football headquarters for Panther apparel. Don't see it in your size? Just ask, and we'll print it on your size in minutes. From t-shirts and caps to hoodies and more, Graphic Obsessions on Main has what you need to support the Panther football season. Stop in today or visit our Facebook page. Graphic Obsessions on Main in Portland.
Touchdown!
Open Tuesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9:30 to 3.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com, and remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
While the hosts and guests are encouraged to express their views, they don't necessarily reflect those of the management of Portland Sports Network, but they likely do.
Welcome back, sports fans, to Sports Saturday Off the Rails. I'm your host, Coach Miguel Medeiros, along with Kyle Eden and Coach John Thayer today. Today, our guest is middle school baseball, which Coach John Thayer is coaching. Coach, you want to introduce who your players are? You want to make them do it themselves?
They can talk.
So let's start over here.
Make sure your mic's close while you're
And
talking.
introduce who you are, what grade you're in, what position you play, or what position you want to play. I don't know if Coach has put you in a position yet or anything. And then once everybody gets through, we'll come back around and we'll start the questions and everything. So,
you're first.
Yeah.
My name's Coach Thayer. I coach middle school baseball. This is my players. Coach Tater coaches too, and Aaron LaGreca helps me out. And then we may pull in another dad this year. I don't take kindly to people helping me for some reason because I want to know they have high character and I want to know they're going to treat the kids right. I'm the only one that can treat them bad on the team. So I don't want 2 or 3 coaches treating them bad, only me. The rest of the coaches pick them up all the time. That's their job. So, but I might add another parent depending on if the kids are more important than their kid. That's important to me. The whole team's got to be more important than the individual sons on the team.
So let me ask you this then, Coach. With you being the head coach and kind of overall, the parents or people that help you, do you have them doing specific things like one coaches outfield, one does infield, one does hitting, or do you break up like that, or do you just, hey, I need you over here and you do this?
What I need the most is arms to throw BP.
Yeah.
Because I can't throw BP anymore. My arm's been toast for about 22 years. But anyway, Coach Tater, his qualifications was he was a spike for life. That's majorly key. Bad thing is a lot of my spikes for life now are in the middle of having families. So when you get 2 and 3 year olds and 8 year olds, it's hard to take the time away from them to do baseball. When they come back into the fold, and I've got a group of them starting to come up now, when their kids get in middle school, then they're going to be sitting there ready to go. So, but being a player for mine in the past is really huge. That's important for me because I know you understand the game of baseball, and I know loyalty and character is everything. So that means a lot. Coach LaGreca, I didn't get him to help me till, I don't know, halfway through the season, a third through the season. He was a parent. Obviously, his son's right here. But, I kind of watched him and talked to him stuff and kind of got a feel for that he knew a little bit about the game of baseball, or a lot of bit about the game of baseball. I don't know which one he knows, but enough to help me out. And the key is if in practice I can coach and not have to do all the throwing of the BPs, the hitting of the fungos, just coach the kids and watch them and coach them as they need to be coached. That tends to make my teams better. when I'm having to do all this stuff and not be able to coach individually, our teams, they're not getting as much from me as they need to. So my first goal is I want someone who throws BP. If you can throw BP, then you got a chance to work with me.
When you're in practice, and say you got one guy over here working with whatever, do you got different things going on at the same time, or you got everybody doing?
We do, but when we get on the field, most of the time we'll send a group in the side to hit a little bit off the tees and stuff.
Yeah.
But I like to do live baseball. I like the kids to get in the cage. Either we'll throw live when it gets closer to season, or Coach Taylor will throw BP, but everything's live. And then that way everybody's getting live ground balls.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting live situation like that. So it's almost like we're playing a game within a game.
Okay. So now you see how loud we got to be and everything. Introduce yourself and what grade you're in and what position you play for Coach Thayer.
My name is Alex LaGreca. I play middle infield and pitcher, and I'm in 8th grade.
My name's Grayson Miner. I'm in 8th grade, and I play the corners.
My name's Hayden Holmes. I play shortstop, and I'm in 8th grade.
So, guys, how long have you been playing baseball? When I ask this question, it goes for everybody. Or when we ask a question, it'll go for everybody. And you're the first one that started, so we'll just go from here, and we'll go around with the questions and answers and everything. And then, so, how long have you been playing baseball?
I've been playing baseball since I was 3 or 4 years old.
3 or 4? You started out with T-ball?
Yeah.
And you started where? At the Little League over at
the Little
park,
League in Richland Park, yeah.
Okay. How about you?
Started probably about when I was 4, when I first picked up a baseball through my dad. I started over at the Richland Park, and it was just there on out.
I started when I was 5 years old. Started in California, a Little League team.
Okay. How long you been in Tennessee?
About 1 year and a half.
Okay. How do you like it?
I like it better than California.
He's lying.
What part of California you from? I didn't never ask you that.
San Diego.
San Diego?
Yes, sir.
There's no way you like Portland better than San Diego.
Yeah.
There's absolutely, it's got to be impossible, isn't it? San Diego's pretty cool. What part of San Diego do you live?
El Cajon.
You know where Point Loma is?
I've heard of it.
They got one of the coolest baseball fields in the world. It's outfielders looking into the.
Yeah, that field, I've saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. My son played there one weekend. It's pretty cool. I was on the phone the whole weekend doing service calls.
So, through your short baseball career so far, what made you want to go and play for the middle school baseball team? Was it because of who the coach was, or was it just because you wanted to continue to play? Because you still play league ball in the summer or anything like that, or you strictly middle school ball?
I just play middle school ball right now.
And what about you?
I play middle school and travel. I don't really play league ball, but yeah, I felt like it was just like necessary because I'm a little bit younger for my grade. It was necessary to play the older kids in middle school, get used to it.
What about you?
I've been on and off with travel ball. We're like trying to find a team, but the last team we didn't like really play a lot.
So I guess that's what I gotta go back to when my son was small enough to play, and you had league ball. Travel ball just started to happen, and so it cost an arm and a leg to do it, and I know it does still now, but back then it's like anything. I was watching a show. They were showing the first laptops that came out, and they were $5,000-$6,000. Back then, and now, anyway. So it's kind of like the travel ball stuff. It was expensive, but not like it is now.
Yeah, now I've just rephrased it. It's money grab ball nowadays.
And so yeah, it's what it's turned into be and everything. So, so I know you're looking for a team. Do you play any other sports?
I play basketball.
For?
The middle school.
Which one?
Portland West.
Okay. What about you?
Same as Alex LaGreca, but just for East.
Okay.
I play football and basketball for East.
You all going to the high school next year, right? Everybody's an 8th grader here?
Yes, sir.
That's what you said. So high school's next year. Are you looking to play those sports in the high school level? Or are you looking? A lot of times people play a lot of sports and they start getting older and they get into the high school level. they start going, okay, I don't want to play these 3 or 4 sports. I'm going to narrow it down to just 1 or 2. Right now, just off the top of your head, do you think you're playing all the sports that you play now? Or were you going to pick up a new sport? I know we got wrestling. You know, any of y'all look at maybe doing wrestling next year?
So what's your goals in high school? What's your number one sport right now?
Probably baseball right now.
And then are you going to play basketball and or football?
I'm gonna try out for football, and I'm still on the fence about basketball.
Okay.
For me, it's definitely baseball. I mean, I live and breathe it. I mean, but you know, basketball is so cool. I'm gonna play it in high school for sure.
I like basketball and baseball like evenly, and I'm gonna try out for both of them in high school.
Okay, but that's the only sports. You're not gonna try to wrestle or nothing.
I might try to do track though.
Track's a good sport.
You got anything?
So what have you done in the off season since the end of last year between that then and now to get yourself ready for baseball?
I occasionally go to the facilities, but I was busy with football and basketball lately.
I've been hitting off the tee, jump roping, doing a lot of field work, running, jumping, long tossing, pitching, just doing a lot over the off season to get myself ready.
We've been playing basketball, and I've been playing travel ball the first few weeks after middle school baseball ended.
Hey, y'all got tournaments coming up next week, right?
For
Yes, sir.
For basketball, yes.
Yeah.
yes,
How's
When are they?
Who's West and who's East playing? Who's
Well,
going to be your opponents?
Yeah, when,
I haven't
when
seen the
is it? I
practice.
haven't seen it either.
we play Hunter at Hunter first, and then if we win that game, we'll play Ellis.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure on the 17th we play Knox Doss at Ruckert Stewart.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you say the 17th?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so it all starts that Wednesday. Okay.
You do know when practice baseball starts, right?
Monday.
Monday.
Right?
Yeah, but basketball's first still.
Yeah.
So don't big league your basketball team and show up for practice.
Yeah.
And out of 3 of you, one of you answered one of the things you did between last year and now to get better correctly. You said jump rope. Your other 2, surely you picked up
Only
a jump
one of
rope
3. Wow.
between last year and now, right?
I have one.
Do you have a jump rope at home for real?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you ever use it?
Yes, sir. Occasionally.
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 He has
Do
to
you
pick
ever
it up.
use it?
He has
I
to
don't
pick
have
it up and move it to the other
I don't
side.
think
You
so.
don't have. Your dad helps me coach, and you don't have a jump rope.
I don't think so.
Oh my goodness! Have I not mentioned? Do I mention jump ropes ever?
Yeah.
A lot.
All right.
They'll never come back again if they're just going to get.
Well, I
harassed
might
like
have
that.
to just replace my assistant coach all of a sudden. He, like not even listening to me. I could see if his mom might not hear me say that, so maybe he doesn't respond back. Right? Sometimes kids don't communicate well with parents, but an assistant coach's kid, I have 2 people hearing me and they don't listen. So that's okay. I'm gonna get over that. We're all good.
I don't think
But
you
I'm
are.
proud of you for doing jump rope. It's gonna pay off.
Thank you.
Out of the positions that y'all play, what's your favorite to play? I know y'all play different positions. You don't just have one. But what is your
So
favorite?
like
to
the
play?
corner, you like first or third better? Which one is?
Oh, definitely third, because like there's a lot more
Ah.
action, you know. Because first you're really just catching and stretching the ball around. I mean, but like at third you get to show off your arm, and it's fun.
You have an arm? I'm kidding.
Surprisingly.
You help me find a first baseman that's reliable, you're gonna play a lot of third.
All right.
That's our goal coming into the season, is try to find a solid first baseman or a semi-solid first baseman.
All you gotta do is catch the ball. That's what he
There's
just
a
said.
lot more to it than that. He knows that. But
Yeah.
there's at third there's a lot more movement going around and that kind of stuff. If you played a team that was predominantly left-handed kids, you'd be getting a lot of smoke over there, but we don't.
Probably shortstop. I've been playing that most of my baseball career.
My favorite position to play is probably pitcher.
And why is that?
I just like being able to like throw it and like not having to like worry about like getting ground balls and messing up a lot.
They do hit balls to the pitchers too, though.
Yeah, but I'm reliable to catch those.
Wait, we can count. We can count pitcher. If
Yeah, anything.
Oh yeah, pitcher for sure.
You like pitching?
Yeah, that's
So,
fun.
Do you like that one-on-one you versus the batter?
Yeah, I watch a lot of YouTube videos just like analyzing at bats and like how a hitter swings and like if they're early, throw them this. If they're late, throw them this. You know how they swing that determines the next pitch. Like that, it's just like it's a lot more fun to look at it in depth like that.
So what's the one pitch that you have to command to be a good pitcher?
Outside fastball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know that too, my shortstop? How about you, the kid that likes to pitch but doesn't like catching balls?
Yeah.
Outside fastball on the knees. Okay. You have to command that pitch or nothing else matters. I know you probably learn that differently at your
Is it
other
because that's hard to hit, or because that sets you up for other things?
Yeah, most kids don't like to hit the ball the opposite field. That's where most people have holes in their bat. They just don't want. They work on pulling it. They want to hit the ball over the fence or doubles and all that crap. So that's where most kids don't work their game. So if you can spot that pitch at any moment of the game ever, then you're going to have control, and everything else is going to look good. There's a lot of kids that want to jump in and throw their curveballs and all that kind of stuff, but you should always be able to establish that pitch, period. We don't throw spinners unless you can throw strikes, fastballs.
Yep.
What's the one thing about baseball that you I'm not gonna say don't like, but you hate either practicing for it or something that you're like, man, I just wish we didn't have to do this today.
I dare you to say jump rope.
Do what?
I dare him to say jump rope.
Well, the jump rope things they do on their own, supposedly.
But it don't have to be about the practice that Coach Thayer does. It could just be about the game. What is something about the game or what you have to do to get ready for because I can tell you, I love the game of football. I love playing it. I sit there and love coaching it. But there's some things that you just don't like having to do, but you go through the process because that's what it is. So with baseball, with y'all, is there something about the game, about practice, or about something you have to do to prepare yourself that I ain't gonna say hate, but it's your least favorite thing? Is there anything about practice? You go to practice, hey, we got practice today, or we got practice tomorrow. You sit at home going, well, I guess it's going to be okay, but I really hope we don't do this because for whatever reason.
I don't like waking up early in the morning to go play on a baseball field at 8 in the morning.
So you don't like early games?
That in middle school.
Yeah, only in travel though.
So you're good with afternoon games, night games.
Well, the bad thing about us is we don't have the opportunity to practice like right after school because their coach actually has a real job. Not that teaching's not a real job, but a job that pulls you in till 5 and even 6 o'clock in the evening. So they practice in the afternoon. So I would think the one thing they don't get to practice as much as they probably would like to. I think, because I would like to. You would hope, but the good point about that is kind of like Indiana. You know, their coach said we don't practice that much. We do an hour and a half instead of 3 hours. We go home. We have lives, and that may make the kids. It's kind of reverse psychology. They might actually. That's where leadership comes in. You don't burn them out, but they do the extra if it needs to be done.
Yeah.
You don't make them do it. They want to do it. And that's the key. That's why the one thing you can ask, we got a mom here watching. The one thing I send every parent early in the year, a list for Christmas, a pop-up net, a tee, baseballs, a pitchback if you can even go a little bit deeper than that. There's things you can do on your own that you absolutely must do on your own to get to the next level as an athlete. Remember what I talk about during basketball games, Kyle? My one pet peeve that you can't do late in the game is free throws. Dude, if all you do is shoot free throws in practice but never shoot them off to the side, you're wrong. And that's the thing with baseball. We don't practice every day, so therefore they have opportunity to work on their individual game every day we don't have practice because they should have these tools at home to work on them.
So you got things that you don't like about practice or about the game or about anything that goes on?
Kind of like what Coach Thayer said about practicing. Like, we don't get too much, but you have to just stay consistent.
I know one thing you guys don't like, sliding into second base at home.
Why?
Because it's harder than a rock.
Oh, yeah.
Especially second base.
I still get mad at them when they don't, but I totally understand it.
I mean, I guess that I love all of it, but you know, we could use some water on the infield sometimes, maybe for a game. Some.
Well, and it's not Coach Stein's fault. A few years ago, you know, we've always had a problem. I mean, the field's free, all right? The
Right.
county didn't build it for us. We built it ourselves. And we couldn't find any place to put it, so luckily Coach Short let us put it over there. But a couple years ago, not Coach Stein, but one of the other coaches decided to bring a professional in, and the professional talked him into bringing clay which is wrong. The good thing about clay is it's so hard, the water just falls off of it. It doesn't absorb in most
It helps
cases.
on rain games if
Right.
you got a wet
But it's
day or
harder than a
something.
rock because there's no dirt between the clay and the other dirt. If that coach would have just contacted me and I could have told him what we need to do on this field, we wouldn't have made it so hard. But anyway, it's not Coach Stein's fault.
So you don't like sliding because it hurts. Basically, what you're saying.
I slide most of the time.
No, backpedal now. It's okay.
It's hard, you know it is, because you'll
You can
get
sit
up
there
and
and say, "I don't like sliding because it hurts right now."
But they do it. It just, you can tell that there's like, it's not a pleasant experience.
Oh,
for
yeah.
them. And the other teams that come in, they quit sliding. I love
Well,
it.
they can
'cause-
help y'all out there.
Yeah,
right?
it does help us out because they'll get lazy into the bag. But our guys, they all will keep sliding. But you can tell that it does aggravate them because it does hurt.
Yeah, my travel ball practice pants are white. You know, they're clean, they're good, because we got a turf field. But my practice pants for middle school are like, they're just ripped up. I mean, they're
Got holes in them and everything from
Mhm.
where it's
like
yeah.
from the knee to like right here. They're just like tore up.
You don't start wearing pads, do you? You ain't wearing a knee sleeve down there to help give you a little protection and everything. So when you do have to slide, you're not skinning your legs up or anything because your pants have holes in them.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, you can put a sleeve on. That way, it's just a small sleeve gives you protection. Kind of like what the football players do with they'll put the tape on. That's so when they get tackled or whatever, they don't get turf burn on their elbows or forearms and stuff. So it's you can put a real thin sleeve on your legs and everything. Because I'm sure Coach Thayer's had you slide on both sides, right? You don't just slide one way.
I slide one way.
Yeah. Whatever way's your natural is the way I go.
You do it. So
Yeah.
you don't sit there. I know there's, you get to a point where you might slide facing the outfield or something of that nature because of where the ball's coming from. Or,
Well, no,
or anything like that.
I teach you your natural slide.
You just
It's just
slide.
like when you're rounding the bases. Whatever foot's there is the foot you hit the base with. A lot of people say you're supposed to use this foot to do
Inside
this.
foot
Yeah,
and
but
all
if
that.
you do that, then you're going to stutter to get the foot the way you need.
You take an extra step.
A good athlete just runs. Whatever foot's there is the foot he hits with it. And sliding, whatever's your natural way to slide is the way. Just if you're sliding open face to the ball coming, just make sure you cover your face.
Right.
And as you get older, that's when it matters the most. At our age, there's not a lot of catchers throwing us out.
Y'all
at
going
second
head
base.
first in? Y'all teach that at all?
I don't teach head first. I absolutely hate head first. Some of them still want to do it. The one thing my wife taught me a long time ago is if you've got too many don'ts, you'll just kind of lose them. If I explain why I don't like a certain thing, but if they want to slide head first, go for it. I don't mind if they're doing it when there's not a play at the plate.
Yeah.
Like at home, if they want to look cool and come in head first when there's no play there, I don't care. But head first sliding is dangerous. It's stupid. You're sliding in a person with a glove and a hand with your face smiling at him as you're coming in. You have no protection. I don't know about you, but back when I played, if you were still in the bag and you were going to make it, I would come in hard glove to your face. You can call me dirty if you want to. I wasn't dirty. I was just a hard-nosed player. Your feet, you've got cleats. They're a weapon. The kid ain't going to throw his glove around you too much if you're coming in with the spike. And I'm just going to tell you, back in the day, if I got caught stealing, which was very seldom, the spikes would come flying around if you were close. That was just my frustration. So, yeah, feet first is the only way to go ever. I tell them this.
Played a little bit like Pete Rosen.
Yeah, I like Pete Rose. Other than when he knocked Fagosi out and ruined his career, I really wasn't wild about that because the catcher was in a very vulnerable spot.
Yeah.
But anyway, I tell them what I prefer but I don't make them. The only thing that I really stress to them a lot is wear your seatbelts. I'm real good on wearing seatbelts. Hopefully they remember that. They probably don't from year to year. That's why first practice we'll bring it up again, and they'll tell me, "Yeah, I wear my seatbelt," because that's a real important thing. They can't make their parents wear them, obviously, but when they get older and have their car and they drive friends around, they can make their friends put them on. And it's one of the things that I'm real big on, especially as they get older. You know, I'm a real big seatbelt person, but as far as sliding, I prefer feet first, but I'm not gonna make them.
Do y'all got molded cleats, or do y'all wear steel cleats at your level?
I've molded.
I wear spikes.
I wear spikes too.
The one thing I am gonna take my hat off to them is when they play middle school baseball, they have to use a drop 3 bat. Absolutely, positively, without a doubt. And that's where a lot of parents, they don't sign their kids up for middle school, is because they're more concerned about their kid hitting a bat that they're not going to use when they're in high school, but their stats are bigger. Like what's legal in your grad?
What
Drop 3.
Yeah.
It's 3 ounces lighter than the length, and it's what you use in high school. But like, have you guys got what are you 14 and under now?
I'm playing 13.
13 so you can still use
The drop 5s.
right. You can use drop 8s in some tournaments.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Nah.
the GMB tournaments.
Oh yeah.
You can use drop 8s.
The first couple of tournaments with U-Trip, you can use
The drop
8s.
8, yeah. So that obviously, the lighter the bat, the better you swing it. And a lot of parents are ate up with more how well they swing it now than thinking about the future. So
Because
I
everybody's
always,
talking about bat speed and how the velocity comes through
right,
the strike
and that's the
zone.
one thing too is when you graduate from my program, so to speak, the one thing that I do remind the coaches of that wherever they're going to school, which is Portland High School, that these kids and parents signed up to use drop 3s, which says a lot about the parents and the kids' characters. Right? It's harder to sign up for something that's harder to do. Everybody wants to do the easy stuff. Well, when you play middle school, you don't get to do the easy stuff. You got to do the drop 3. I think I've got sixth graders this year that in summer ball they can use drop 8s, but for us, they've got to use the drop 3. Period, and that's a lot harder. There are 2 things in baseball that make or break you, and don't start counting your kid as a Hall of Fame player until they do it. One is using a drop 3 bat. Okay, when they're 11 and 12, using the drop 8s and all that stuff, whatever they get to use, it doesn't mean anything until you use a drop 3. And the next step is when you get on a 90-60 field. When you're on a smaller field, it doesn't mean anything. A fat kid that can't move can be a stud on a small field. When you put him on 90-60, it all changes. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I always built my teams growing through the years. Is there may be teams that have kids that can hit the ball over a 200-foot fence, whoop-de-doo on a little field. But when they got on a big field, I always recruit athletes. And once we got on the bigger field, we always kick their butt because the 200-foot, when you're in 13s and out.
Right.
So these parents and these kids, they signed up to learn early as they could how to use a drop 3, which is critical.
Real quick, we'll do a last question, then we'll take a break real quick, and then we'll come back and talk more. But what bats? What's your favorite bat, and what do you use? I know there's all different kinds and everything. So Hayden, which bat do you have, or what do you use, and why do you use that?
I think it was a DeMarini Voodoo, or I got that last year.
Yeah.
I just like it because I don't know. I just got that bat for the
You
season.
got more pop on it? You got to. That'd be the reason to use it, right? You're hitting and it gives you more pop.
Yeah, I want.
Or it's because your parents bought it and you can't say I hate this bat.
Yeah, but I want a different bat. I don't feel like that one has that much pop.
You don't think it has that much pop?
No.
So why do you still use it?
I mean,
because they cost a lot of money.
I know they do.
I've been asking my mom to buy me one, but just.
So if you had your choice, okay, mom, dad had the money to go out and just go get you what you want, what bat would you want?
Probably a combat.
And why is this?
I've seen good reviews, and my brother's used it, and he's liked it, so I would try it.
And what about you? Yeah. What about you?
Personally, I got a bat at Christmas. It was a Cat X2. It was a drop 3. but it's like black and gold, like solid black with gold lettering. It looks like a wood bat, and it's with a two-handed swing. It's really effective at hitting line drives and like going oppo. You can go all around the field with it. Really solid, pretty all the way around, and I like it because it looks like a wood bat too.
So you just had it now for the last 4 weeks,
Yeah.
5 weeks. You've used it in doing off the tee. Do you use it off the tee? I know there's a lot of people sitting there and say, well, we can't use this bat doing it on the tee because I'm not hitting a baseball, I'm hitting something else. Or do you have, do you do all that? Do you protect that bat like that? And have you been out to where somebody has pitched you some balls or in a facility to where they can throw you batting practice and you've used it and everything? How much have you swung it so far since Christmas? Basically, is what I'm asking.
Probably every day that I can, because like me and my mom, like my mom and dad switch weeks.
Yeah.
So every other week I'm swinging that bat like 3 times.
What
a
did
day.
you have up till Christmas time? What bat was you swinging?
Like drop 3, it was a voodoo. It was like golden black. It was really solid. But I feel like the Cat X2, it's like a lot more solid all around.
So without swinging the Cat X2, going from DeMarine Voodoo to the Cat X, did someone tell you about it, or did you read about it, or did you watch YouTube videos where somebody was swinging it? What made you change on what you were using?
I'm gonna be honest, I had no clue that bat existed. I just got it for Christmas.
Hey, that's what we want. We want honesty here. And I know that's what Coach Thayer wants, is honesty, So after you got it, did you start looking up all the information about it and everything, see what reviews were on it or anything, or you just trying to sell it as a good bat to yourself and mom and dad so they don't get mad that they just spent some money and you don't like the present?
I like it.
That's
I didn't.
what matters.
Yeah. I mean,
you never know. I mean, how much kids,
I mean, the kids nowadays are so smart. They can sit there and they'll play that game. Oh man, this is great. And then they're over here trying to make a deal and try to get something else, because whatever. So
yeah, the big thing with bats is normally your friend shows up with one, and it hits really good. You let him they let you use it, and that's normally how people buy bats is word of actually using their friend's bat. The thing that used to drive me crazy back in 99, 2000, we'd always buy my son a new bat to start the year. Of course, no one on the team, but a couple kids had their own bats.
Back
that
then,
model,
yeah.
So everybody, we would wear it out. And then I'd have to buy him one. I always bought him one when district tournaments started. Because basically I was buying the Portland High School baseball, 2 bats a year. And then luckily in the summer, his coach was money bags, and they got him some bats then. But yeah, that's the way it used to do. Nowadays, some kids won't let other kids use your bat.
That was going to be another
Because
question.
I don't know what they're running now. Here's Franklin Sporting Goods just sent me a closeout list. Now, he's got bats for $3.99. This is closeout. Oh gosh, he's got a $3.99 bat for $2.75. That's with our discount. That's a pretty good deal. $400 to $275. But yeah, they're
$500.
Yeah, normally there was one for $400, $500, $500, $500, $400, $400, $400. They were pretty expensive back then, believe it or not. But yeah, my son, one, wasn't going to say you can't use my bat. He just wasn't that kind of teammate.
Right.
And then 2 is I was kind of parent that like, well, your bat's deader than crap, and we're getting ready to go in the district tournament. So I guess we'll chew it and buy another one for the whole team.
What kind of bat do you use, and why do you use it? And
my 7th grade year, I used the Atlas, which I'm probably still going to use this year. And I used it because my parents got it for me. And I also liked how it looked and how it felt.
What's the most important part about a bat?
Being able to hit line drives all over the field.
Right. Is bigger better or smaller better? Because what's key with your hands? What's people quick hands, right?
Just staying closed and being able to control it.
And getting quick through?
Yeah, it depends on the person.
So if it's heavy bat, you can't get it quick through.
Yeah.
That's one of the old things a lot of people think is the heavier the bat, the further you hit the ball, which is totally not true. Bat that's 31 inches and a bat that's 34 inches will hit the ball the exact same distance.
Yeah.
Period. If you put it on a machine and doof, it's going to go the same. right? If you got a mechanical arm that part's the same in the strength, the balls are going to travel the same. The heavier the bat slows your bat. You got to make a decision quicker, which makes you make bad decisions if you make quick decisions. You have to make to the last minute to let the ball travel to make your decision, and a lighter bat helps you with that. And that's the big thing with the sixth graders and stuff. They'll need to make sure we got some. 31's as small as you can get it in a drop 3, I think. So we're going to have some of those for those guys, or I think it may be 30. I don't know.
It's like 29.
29. So that our sixth graders, none of them need to be swinging 32-inch bats.
So your stance is use a drop 3 no matter what age you are, and if you're not built enough, you're going to sacrifice length, not weight.
Yeah, go a
not
smaller
standard
bat.
of the bat.
Right,
Gotcha.
because a 29 is
Still
a
gonna
drop.
use a drop
It's
3,
26
you're
ounces.
just gonna
Right,
drop it shorter.
and a 33 is 30 ounces. So,
Right.
and that's the thing we've got too, is I need to actually get it back because my Franklin Road Academy kids got it. But we have a little really thin bat that we use pregame, and they make them that they're like 10 ounces, which does you no good. Well, I find one company finally wised up and made one that's 30 ounces. So it's a skinny bat hitting skinny balls. We used it last year. Remember the little
Oh yeah,
the little balls?
That thing was heavy too.
Yeah, but that's the key, because you don't want to practice swinging a 10-ounce bat and then 5 minutes later you're in a game swinging a 30-ounce bat. So that little deal.
Ain't that the reason why you have the weighted bat or
Right.
the donut that used to be the donut,
but
or
you
the
can't
sleeve?
hit with the donut on in the sleeve.
Right.
So I actually need to get that back from him so we can have that when we practice. We normally do that pregame. I'll send them out there. Coach Tater will go out there and they'll throw these little balls and hit them. And you get 2 deals out of that. You're hitting a smaller ball and you're hitting a small bat, but it's still heavy.
Right.
So that's cool to do that.
So we'll take a break here, guys. When we come back, we'll talk about school and food and other things like that. Talk more baseball if we got to, but we're going to take
If
a small...
we got to, we want to.
Well, I mean, if we run out of questions, I know you got a ton of questions to ask them and everything, but again, you're listening to Sports Saturday here on the PSN Network with middle school baseball.
Driving down the road or on a curvy lane, when you had too much to drink and can't spell your own name, you should have made a plan to get yourself home safe, but you chose to drive home instead and you should be ashamed. Oh no, why'd you go thinking you should drive? Could have called a friend or cab to get you home tonight.
Keep the holidays happy, Tennessee. Booze it and lose it. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Graphic Obsessions on Main is in a larger space and has more to choose from than ever. Tons of Panther designs we can print in minutes. Tons of inventory you can grab right off the rack today. And the amazing new Hat Bar, where you can customize your own hat. See a design you love but not in your size? We'll print it in just minutes. So many unique gift items right in the store. With the holidays fast approaching, remember, shop early at Graphic Obsessions on Main in Portland.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket. Paid for by NHTSA.
Game world or real world, seatbelts save lives.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Graphic Obsessions on Main is your Portland Panther football headquarters for Panther apparel. Don't see it in your size? Just ask, and we'll print it on your size in minutes. From t-shirts and caps to hoodies and more, Graphic Obsessions on Main has what you need to support the Panther football season. Stop in today or visit our Facebook page. Graphic Obsessions on Main in Portland. Touchdown! Open Tuesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturdays 9:30 to 3.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
What you desire, don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back, Panther fans. It's okay. You're listening to Sports Saturday Off the Rails here. We got middle school baseball with us, talking a little bit about what they prefer bat-wise, what they like about practice and everything. Let's kind of get into some personal stuff. School. Let's what's your favorite subject in school? And we'll start with you, and we'll work this way.
Right now, it's probably science because it's like my funnest class. All the other classes are boring.
Who do you have for your teacher?
Her name's Miss Stewart.
And why is it so fun?
Because normally we do like labs like where we go online and like we like test stuff out and we get like, I don't know how to explain it. We do like things where we can like move things around and like try different things and then we have to like record data on it.
So, guys, almost sounds like physics almost.
That'd be interesting to see what
So,
it is.
What are you moving around? Are you moving rocks around? Are you moving just like a little car around, seeing things, or what?
Yesterday what we did, we had this thing where it was like kind of like there was a pulse version and there was one that like automatically did it for you and there was one you could move it and it was like a thing where if you move it up it would go up like a pulse would and then it would come back and we have to record like the time it took to go down and back like 5 times.
Okay. So yeah, basically doing physics right now. So what about you? What do you like about favorite subject?
I could probably speak with Hayden when I say this, but probably English. You know, our teacher, Ms. Bart, she's cool. Yeah, I love her. Yeah.
What is it about English that you like? What are you doing in there right now? Because I can't think of anything I ever did in English that I loved.
No, it's not the subject. It's the class. It's the teacher. But we're doing Shakespeare right now.
Learn anything about Shakespeare? Or y'all just kind of chilling back there and being buddies?
Probably the second one.
Is that why you like that?
Yeah, we don't do much.
But you are staying out of trouble, right?
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten in trouble this year at all.
This year?
Yeah,
School year or this calendar year?
This
School year.
Okay. School year.
What about you?
Probably same as him. ELA. We have the same class for that. She's a great teacher. She lets you do your work without like forcing you.
Let you do your work or let you sit there and kind of goof off in class?
No, let you do your work.
Oh, okay.
It's not like she's controlling. She like gives you will.
So learning Shakespeare. What have you learned about Shakespeare? Let's see if you learned anything in class.
Right now we did like a paper about him. It was about like how all like his birthday and all this stuff about him, how his plays he did and poems he wrote. But that we haven't got into it that much.
No, we didn't. We did. We just did like we're filling out a biography about him.
Well, she might not have pushed him as far as you, so maybe he's not there yet.
Do you know how many 5 pages that we did?
We didn't write.
Yes,
You
you
s-
did.
you
You
s-
had to write out the 5 pages about the poems.
Oh, you missed an assignment.
Wow.
I was
trouble already.
I did not, dude. We didn't write an essay yet.
No essay. We did not write an essay.
Did you write a paper?
It was five. It was these 5 different sheets of papers that we had to do with projects.
You didn't do them?
Yeah, we did. But he was saying it like we wrote like an entire like 5-paragraph essay, and like no, we just wrote out like tiny little sentences. He was playing it way up. It's tiny,
and you just ruined his whole.
He's got to act
Yeah,
like
his
he's
mom
doing
would
work,
hurt
man.
him.
He's
He's
got
doing his work.
Oh yeah, we wrote like 10 paragraphs. I mean, yeah.
What's the
Hey, we'll edit that part.
what's
Make it
the
look good.
what's the worst subject that you don't, or what's the subject you don't like the most this year, or through your short school year that you've had so far?
This year, social studies, because every test I take, it's like I learn the things, but he tells us things that are different from what the test says.
Ah,
man.
So like I don't know like
words
the
it differently.
yeah, and I don't understand the sentences he be saying sometimes.
What are y'all learning about right now in social studies?
We're learning about it was Chief Justice John Marshall, I think his name was.
Did he do anything good?
No.
Tell your teacher be careful nowadays. You can't have political views in school.
He was like helping. The last thing I remember is that he was helping the Federalists like get more like strength in the government.
So you think he's done? You think he did okay for what he did?
No.
You don't?
They were wrong on. He was wrong on like both of the opinions in the court.
But
What
it's
do you-
just an opinion. How do you know he's wrong? An opinion doesn't mean it's right, right?
Don't mess with the kid's head.
An opinion is just an opinion. Like Grayson.
I would-
Grayson, my opinion in Grayson is he's a great first baseman, but his opinion is he doesn't like first base. It's boring. So, but it's his opinion. He's not wrong or right. It's an opinion.
Alex will never answer a question again, and I don't blame him.
Yes, he will. He's a good guy.
What's your
These are my 3 main pitchers this year, right?
least favorite subject?
What about Connor though? Probably science. I mean, during the beginning of the year, it was like the workload. It was a lot.
Who do you have as your teacher?
She's cool. We like her.
You're not going to name a name? Do I have to go investigate who these teachers are?
Miss Rogers.
They're
she's-
not listening. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I mean, she's cool. You know.
But she made you do a lot of work at the beginning of the year?
Yeah. The workload was a lot.
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. It was a lot, but
You
What-
were
so-
doing good at first. It was sir, and then all of a sudden you're on your phone or something and you lost your mind.
no, I'm playing with this peanut.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna.
So what was you learning? You know, was it what you learning, or was it just the amount of homework that you had to do? Do they give homework nowadays, or do they just sit there and say you got to do it while you're in class?
Oh, you gotta do it all while you're in class, and then it becomes homework.
Okay, at least something hasn't changed since I went to school. So I mean, there's so much has changed, everything. So you say science, it's just because of the workload, not because of what you're learning about.
Yeah.
What you learning
Yes,
about
sir.
this year?
Hmm?
What are you learning about this year? What have you learned so far in science?
We're doing electromagnetic stuff, like learning about how to move stuff like electricity
Yeah.
and like just energy in general.
Okay. What about you?
Probably social studies. Almost every day we're just listening to the teacher talk about notes and what's happened. It's kind of boring.
Who do you have?
Miss Williams.
And what are y'all learning about right now?
Last thing I remember was like the 1812 war, but we're learning about like the presidents. Like right now, I think we're on the 6th president. His name's like Mero. I forgot his name.
Monroe? I don't
Yeah.
know who the 6th president
James Monroe.
Yeah,
James Monroe.
that's it.
You learned about him and you can't remember who he is?
Well,
He was a boring president.
yeah.
You just
Can you
remember
name the first
fun
5?
ones.
You didn't vote for him?
No, I didn't.
George Washington, John Adams, James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, James Madison.
Kyle knows this stuff too. Kyle's the only person I've ever met that never got in trouble in school ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
He was a perfect student.
That's all right.
I was kind of like Grayson at one time. We were having more fun getting in trouble than doing our schoolwork. But Grayson's changed all that.
Hey, 2 years ago, that wasn't me. Yeah, I've changed a lot. That wasn't me.
So, from the time school started in August till now, y'all have done just presidents, or have you done other things? Is there anything about social studies or history that you do like? Is it just how they're teaching it? It'd be better if you could do something different with it, or what?
I like how she's teaching it just every day. Just listening to it gets boring, but the next year the stuff that she says we're gonna do next year sounds fun in high school. What we're learning about.
I got you.
Yes, sir.
Once you get to high school, it diversifies. It's not like just social studies.
Yeah,
it's social studies, and you got 12 different.
You got American history.
branches
You got
that you can grab and say
fit there,
this
yeah.
is the part that I'm interested in the most.
You get to pick?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know how
First
they
come,
do it.
first serve, though. I think.
You got world history and American history. That's just because Emilio teaches.
Just take hard classes. So if college is in your
future,
you're ready to go. Because you know what? The school system is set up for one thing, for you to graduate high school. Period. So it's not hard to graduate high school. It's your job to make sure you take the hardest classes you possibly can to be ready for the next level. Okay? So just don't let them decide for you. You step up and go, no, I want to get challenged a little bit. That's the key. Because if college is part of what you want to do, and you took the low road on all your classes, when you get to college, it's going to smack you right in the face because you're not going to be ready.
Basically, in a nutshell, don't be lazy. That's what he's saying right there.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite food? What's that? Yes, sir.
It's either grilled cheese and tomato soup or
Wow. I think that's a first.
I had grilled cheese and barbecue soup. Believe it or not, barbecue soup. My wife made it the other day. It was I'm actually looking forward to soup for the next time, and I'm not a soup kind of guy. I'm like Grace, and I like meats and stuff like that, steaks and chickens.
So grilled
Sorry.
cheese and tomato soup.
I also like grilled barbecue chicken legs.
Okay. That's two answers I don't think we've had on here in the 3 years we've been doing this show. What about you?
Steak and chicken wings. That's
Steak and chicken wings.
just protein mostly.
What do you have a specific steak? You like sirloins? You like ribeyes? All of it. It don't matter.
All of it's good.
Do you
if it's
eat
cooked
it well done, medium rare?
right. I like it like medium to medium rare.
Okay.
And then after that, it's raw, or just like a brick. It's a hockey puck, or still moving. After that.
What about you? What do you got?
Probably just like mac and cheese.
Just mac and cheese.
Yeah.
No protein, no meats in there, somewhere in there.
But like sometimes I'll have steak and other stuff.
So if mom comes to you and go, hey, you've been a great son. I'm gonna make you anything you want tomorrow for dinner.
To go along with this bat.
To go along with the bat that you love, that you got for Christmas, that you asked for, that we found out. What meal is she making for you?
Probably.
She just gonna open up a mac and cheese. You
Or
open up a
she's
box of
gonna
mac
go
and
to
cheese.
eat
That'd be
around
good.
and take you out to eat somewhere.
Probably mac and cheese. I also like crab, and then maybe like a side of meat.
Okay.
The meat for you, meat's aside, right?
Meat.
No, like the side would be
like
the.
that.
the
You
side-
know what's really good though? Like you like crab pieces. Throw it in your mac and cheese and stir it up.
I do that with spam.
That would be good. Mac and cheese goes with anything, dude.
Yeah.
Spam was popular back in my days. It's not real popular nowadays because a lot of people.
My dad told me about because he used to live in Hawaii, so
Yep.
he
Yep.
had a lot.
So my son and daughter-in-law, she's from Hawaii, and they'll do a lot of spam musubi and stuff with it and everything. So.
So what are you looking for?
No, my son's wife, my daughter-in-law, is from Hawaii. So, if you had a place to go restaurant-wise, okay, where you're telling mom and dad, hey, we're going here because this is my first choice. What's your first choice in
And
restaurant?
it doesn't have to be in Portland.
Kitchen 88.
And where's that at?
It starts with green, but I forgot like the rest of it.
Greenbrier?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because there's like a mall next to it.
That's not Greenbrier.
I think there's a mall
Green
like
Hills?
somewhere. There's a mall somewhere near.
Station
I
88.
know one thing.
I don't know where it's
It
at.
was quick,
I just
though.
know it's
His
called.
answer was quick.
But it's
He's
called
not the one
Station
driving. He
88.
don't need to
Kitchen
know where it's
88.
at.
Kitchen
He's supposed to be
88.
there.
Yeah.
It
Kyle-
couldn't be
Kyle's
somewhere you
looking
go
it
on
up.
vacation
Kyle's
or something like
looking it
that,
up.
right? So it's somewhere kind of around here by a mall.
It's like
And there ain't many malls anymore.
What used to be a mall.
30 minutes
Rivergate.
away.
Rivergate?
Something like that.
What do they
Yeah,
have there?
Rivergate. It's like Japanese and like Chinese food, and like you could go. It's like a buffet, so you get like any food, and there's a like thing where you can go and you could like pick what you want and put it on a plate, and they'll grill it for you, and they have like different sauce options. for you.
Greenwood Mall.
If you're so it's
Oh,
Greenwood
maybe
Mall's still open. Isn't it?
Oh, there may be another one.
So if you're in a buffet line and somebody coughs at the food that you're getting ready to eat, do you still grab that food or do you just go past it?
If it's orange chicken or sesame chicken, I'm eating it still.
No matter what, cough
Yes.
or no cough?
Yes.
Okay, just wondering.
Now you got me coughing. What about you? What's your go-to restaurant? Where you're
For
heading?
me, it's Raising Cane's because I've been begging for it since Christmas break. Mom and Dad, if you're watching this, please get me it. I've had it 2 times in my whole life.
So you like Raising Cane's over Zaxby's?
I've never been there.
Whoa.
The Zaxby's?
To Zaxby's or
I'm
Chick-fil-A.
gonna tell you.
Or
Oh
Wendy's.
my God! I'm gonna tell you a little secret. This is from somebody who's had both. Zaxby's is far superior to Raising Cane's.
You got a Zaxby's real quick up here in Franklin. Okay, right there
I'll
next to
tell you
Lowe's.
what. If our first game of the year, I'll start you pitching.
Now we're supposed to be getting Zaxby's here in Portland.
Yeah, that ain't
So-
happening. And
Okay.
and you do good. I'll take you to Zaxby's to eat supper.
So I'm starting.
I haven't really looked at the schedule, but you might.
Yay.
I can tell you this
so
though.
he said all he
if-
wants to do is go to Raising Cane's. You give him the opportunity to go to Raising Cane's, and the first thing
No,
he got out of
Zaxby's.
that, I mean Zaxby's. Oh, okay, good point. The first thing he got out
Well,
of
there's not a
that
Raising Cane's here. Is
was hey, I'm starting pitching. That was the first thing he got
Yeah.
out of that.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule, but you probably are.
Oh, we have a schedule already?
Yeah, your parents have the schedule. The schedule was delivered, what, November, October? Dude, I'm on top of stuff. I'm not the old middle school regime up here. Our schedule was concreted by November 1st easy. But yes, so if you win that game, and I'm going to promise you, if you're at 50 pitches and it's the 6th inning, Coach Tater, he's not coming out. Your job, Coach Tater, is to make him ready to throw 75 pitches. Coach Tater's listening. So we can win the game and not have to take a chance and maybe not win it.
Where do you want Coach Thayer to take you when you pitch? When you start your pitch?
Kitchen 88, right? That's what you said.
Well, how far is that?
Where's Greenwood Mall?
It's a pretty good. Well, we play up at Greenwood. It'll work out. He was throwing a great game. Remember that team last year, Greenwood Middle School? He was. I mean, they were studs all over the place, and he was shutting them down until he forgot to find the plate that last inning.
Were they the one with the like green shirts and the white
Yeah, it had that
hats?
shortstop that was just unreal.
Oh, yeah,
catching
the really
every
tall
ball.
one,
Yeah,
and they had,
catching
like, the
every
purple
ball,
jerseys.
all over the field. They'd hit it to right, he'd run over there and catch it.
And then he was pitching.
He was pretty.
He kind of like Kelly Lee and Bad News Bears, huh?
He was pretty amazing.
What about you? Where's Mom taking you?
Maybe like tavern.
Yeah.
You go to taverns?
No, it's
Wow.
I know what you're talking about.
I've been there a couple times with my family.
What tavern is it?
Oh,
There's a lot of taverns around.
Like the 70s.
Where's it at?
Like 70s.
In the White House?
White House.
Tavern 57?
Yeah, that one.
What do you get there? Mac and cheese?
Sometimes as a side, but
It's right there next to Los Jalapenos.
probably like
And then
it's like a club sandwich. I think it was. It's like California club sandwich.
California club, huh? Not just a club. What's the difference between a regular club and a California club?
Yeah.
I don't know. They just.
I don't know either. I'm asking.
How would they know how to make that in White House as opposed to a White House?
I think it's just the name. I don't really think.
So they're trying to impress you with being in California. So you think, I'm a California guy, I'm going to eat this.
Yeah.
But it's the exact same thing. Is a Tennessee club, probably.
Probably.
I was asked to ask you guys, what are you looking forward to this season? Anything particular? You got any goals, plans?
Not to get interviewed by John Thayer again. I would say that's one of your goals. Just kidding. No. Go ahead.
Probably playing baseball again.
No, what's your goal for the season? So you're obviously going to be playing baseball, unless we really have a bad year.
Yeah. Probably.
Like, how many wins you want?
Do you want to bat 300?
Yeah, individual, team goals.
Personally, I want to go yard once this year, and also want to hit above 500. I want to try and hit for 450 at least, like average batting average.
Okay. I like those. Hopefully the trying to go yard the one time doesn't affect your swing to where you're trying to kill it.
It will.
I just mean like just catching one good enough to get a rod.
Probably positive batting average, and then if I do pitch,
positive batting average.
You're going to pitch.
He's in debt
When
for
I-
batting average.
I was gonna say, what is that?
You can't go negative in the batting averages, bro.
Like,
the worst is 0.
a batting-
And that's not negative. So
a batting average is like over 300 maybe. And if I do pitch, then
you're going to pitch.
when I pitch, probably at least do decent, and then have like at least under 3 errors.
Where
For the whole year or just one outing?
Wow.
The
whole
3
year.
errors.
Golly.
Okay.
where you got Coach Thayer taking you to eat?
Yeah.
So you taking your coach to Tavern 76?
No, I anointed him the first day he tried out. It was weird because like
You get a California club, he'll take a Tennessee club.
my kid who thought he was going to be the returning shortstop. I said, "There's my shortstop," and he goes, "I thought I was." I go, "You were," till he showed up.
Wow.
But it changes. I mean, it is what it is, right? There was no doubt in tryouts when he tried out
I mean, the thing
that
is,
he had the tools.
that's what sports is about. You put the best players out there. This ain't a league or anything to where everybody gets to play. Not everybody gets a trophy type of thing. It is you play because there's a reason why you play. And if you don't get to play, then you got to figure out what you got to do to make sure you get yourself on that field. And that's where you've got to decide. That's where we can get into the transfer portal talk and everything. I'm not playing, so I'm transferring.
And that
the
makes
thing
perfectly
is,
good sense to me.
it's if you can play, you can play. You just don't have the opportunity because you've got 3 or 4 people in front of you. But that means you have to work yourself harder in the off season, which you mentioned, to get yourself better at your skill, which you mentioned, to make sure that no one can take the spot that you want away from you. And so if it means playing PlayStation or Xbox, eating mac and cheese and Cheetos, and everything, instead of jumping rope, then you have to decide which one is more important. Because sooner or later, it's going to be coming that, oh, well, he beat me out, but he jumped rope. He worked on his bat. He worked on his fielding. He worked on things to make himself better. And I ate whatever, and sit around. So,
My closing comments to these young men is this. One reason I invited you in is because you're part of the leader. Connor's obviously should be, we only have so many seats, all right? So, but Connor definitely is in the equation too, and Cash Richardson. But you guys are the nucleus of this year's team, right? It's when I look at what we got coming back, I'm extremely excited about what we've got coming back. But you guys have got to lead, and not lead by telling people what to do, lead by example. And relax. Hayden, if you have a game and you make 3 errors, so what?
Keep your head up.
Keep your head up. You're going to make errors, right? Everybody makes errors. Just come excited, come wanting to play, and just pick each other up. But I'm looking forward to having a really fun season. I'm looking forward to being around you guys and coaching you. And with that being said, we got to close here soon. One thing I want to bring up is NFL wildcard playoff weekend, by the way. And Miss Adams, if you're listening, there's rumors that you might think about Coach McDonald as a head coach up here. Look at his track record at Miami. Don't make the mistake. Coach Harbaugh has won and won and won. If he's willing to come take a chance and work for your crazy person, hire him because he would be a great coach for the Titans.
Harbaugh would be my pick.
He would
What's
be.
out there?
Just don't go that route. He may be a great something or another. I don't know what. Maybe not. But just if you can get Harbaugh and you can convince him that you're not as nutty as everybody thinks you are, and give him more control, hire him because the Titans would win some games. That's all I got to say. Thanks, guys, for being here. Back to Coach Miguel and voice of the Panthers, Mr. Eaton.
Guys, do you get excited would you be excited if we could sit there and say, hey, one of your games, home games this year, we're going to broadcast. We're going to broadcast live. It'll be me and Kyle, and we can get anybody else to help us and everything because Coach will be on the field. But we're going to broadcast it, maybe even film it, everything, put it on YouTube. Y'all be excited about that? Or you be like, no big deal.
That'd be awesome.
So we'll have to get a schedule from Coach here, and since maybe we'll get it.
There won't be any conflicts with high school, I promise.
But we can sit up there in the little press box I got and everything, and we'll broadcast a game.
Hey, I can call in on my cell phone with my headset and coach in third and just be part of the broadcast too. We can do it. All I need to do is buy that one thing.
Another first.
Yeah, I'm all about it. That would be fun. I can tell you what we're getting ready to call. Of course, our signals are really easy, and we still miss them sometimes, which blows me away. But that's okay. We'll get better at it as we go.
Well, guys, I appreciate y'all coming in today with short notice and everything. I definitely want to bring some of y'all back in a couple months once you get going and playing. And
the key is if they're doing good, we'll bring them back. If they're not, we'll bring the younger kids back, hoping for the future.
Bring different people back
because that'd be the ones that are really playing, right?
They were the ones, yeah. These guys would be the ones letting us down.
Getting benched. Yeah. But I appreciate y'all coming, and like I said, the audio is live right now. Once we get done here, you can go back and listen. That's something someone brought up from the broadcast from the basketball game the other day. They tried to go back and listen to the girls' game while we was broadcasting the boys' game, and they said they could not get on. We have to look into YouTube on how our settings are. Again, we're telling everybody we're still learning about a lot of this stuff. I think there's a setting in there that we can choose that allows you to go back and listen to the start of the podcast, even if we're live, so you can catch things like that. Or we might have to sit there and wait till the podcast is done to go back and listen if you missed something at the first. Okay, so let us check on that. We'll give you an update on that. The video will be posted in a couple days. I'll go home today, tomorrow, and I'll edit it, and then it takes about a day to post it and everything, but it'll be up probably by Tuesday, if no later. It'll be on YouTube, and go back, and y'all can watch yourself on YouTube and everything. And I'll try to put some graphics in there that kind of cool for an old guy that I think is cool and everything. But again, guys, I appreciate you coming. Like I said, on short notice, spending Saturday morning with us today, talking about a little bit about baseball and then a little about what you like. I know we gave you a hard time and everything, just trying to get y'all to loosen up and talk. But good luck this year. Hope we all have the year that you want, individually and as a team. And hopefully we're talking good things about middle school baseball here in a couple months as y'all season starts and everything. And but Kyle, you got anything? Coach Thayer?
I'm good. Thanks again for coming, guys. I'm proud of you.
So with that, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Again, you're listening to Sports Saturday Off the Rails.